All right, hello and welcome everyone to Rush Racing League. We return for Division 4 coverage. It's Season 8 and we're heading towards the last few rounds of the season. It's round 18 and it's time to go to the Jeddah circuit. It is Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and we're going for 25 laps today. Full qualifying session coming up shortly. My name is George Cook, also known as Crazy Good Kung Fu, and I'm joined today in the commentary box by the man himself. It is SJ, also known as the Governor. Welcome in, Gov.
Yeah, welcome, mate. Thank you very much. We haven't done many of these together, so yeah, this should be a good night ahead.
Certainly should be, and we've got a lot of talking points here in Division 4. It's been a pretty spicy end to the season. The battle of the big three continues today with this, Mexico, and of course the community voted round coming up as the remaining final races of the season. And boy, oh boy, it is tight at the top there, SJ. As you well know, we had Cooper on the top for Silverstone, did incredibly well at that race. Still puts Ricciardo in the lead, 293 points. Pep's on 287, but Cooper the Bot is making a late charge in the season on 281 points. What's he going to do tonight?
Yeah, I did see last week. It was obviously really unfortunate for Ricardo. I think that DNF that really hurt him. And obviously Master Sucks not getting good points as well. And obviously Pep and Cooper have really pushed it in now. So yeah, this looks like this is going to go down to the wire, depending on obviously what happens with him, if we continue the next couple of weeks, or if we do the two races into one, which will be very interesting to see. But yeah, no, this is what it's all about, isn't it? These battles that we're seeing, and 293 for Ricardo, leading the championship at the moment, but followed very closely behind is Pep, and he's done it all season. I've got to admit, he's done it all season. He's felt that consistency all season, and since Cooper Bot, well, the guy is just on another level. He's absolutely phenomenal. The amount of races he's done to see where he is, he's gonna be hard to beat. And this is a track where the walls bite. 100% the walls bite.
Yeah, this is a tricky circuit. You know, it's been held here in real life 5 times. First held in 2021. Most wins here, Max Verstappen. 6.1 kilometer circuit, 3.8 miles, and a full race distance here is just over 308 kilometers. So it is a tricky one. And some of those high speed sections, I mean, probably provide some of the best viewing in terms of watching what these cars are actually capable of at high speed.
Yeah, and I think the main problem with obviously Jeddah here is Sector 1. You know, you need to get that rhythm and that momentum going into Sector 1. If you don't get it right, then your lap's ruined, because the rest of it is quite fast speed, especially in Sector 3. You know, you've got the big DRS zone going in there, and then you've got obviously the DRS zone going to the line at the on the last corner. So where we'll probably see too wide going into that last corner. You know, people like to go quite wide, and then people like to go quite tight, and then it's a race to the finish, which we've seen some not say photo finishes, but we've seen some very close finishes to the line in Jeddah in Rush history. So yeah, no, I hate this track with a passion. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow night at all. I haven't done any practice, and I'm just going to survive, because it's not good for full traction here at all. It's terrible. It's
tricky,
difficult.
isn't it? And some of the corners, it's surprisingly, I think it catches people out how technical the circuit is. You're often blind into the apex. You're blind on the exit, and if you catch up to a slow car, well, it's game over. And then, let alone that, it's the slipstream opportunities, it's the overtakes, which are basically all pretty sendy. And we'll just see what happens. I have to admit, I do enjoy watching racing cars go driving here, but I don't think I'd enjoy it as a racer, personally. Quick coverage here of the Constructors' Championship. 470 points for Aston Martin, but guess who's there nibbling at their heels? It's Mercedes on 461 points. And Kick Sauber, another late charge for them. They've got Grizz in the team, full-time drive for Division 4 at the moment, alongside Cooper the Bot, and they're now on 444 points. So this is not only a three-way battle in the Drivers' Championship, it's a three-way battle for the Constructors' Championship in Division 4 as well. So this is going to be absolutely critical today. Little housekeeping item before we continue with the broadcast. We're currently on board with NZT and the Haas, but you are, of course, watching Rush Racing League here on Twitch. Give us a like and a follow. I think it's just follows on Twitch, isn't it? Yeah, it is. But give us a follow nonetheless, and big thanks to the sponsors of Rush Racing League. We've got AI369, Pagni and SimLabs, and there is one more that I'm not remembering at the moment. S Nation, that's the one. And welcome in to everyone who is hanging out in chat. You remember, you can always get your channel points involved, so you can go for a full on-board lap with your channel points. So get involved, get talking, ask us any questions in chat as well. We are monitoring what is happening in there. So, SJ, what do you think for strategy at a race like this? Obviously, we've got qualifying to get through first. We're going to be losing 2 drivers out of the mix for that one. Then Q2, 5 more, and then the final shootout for the top 10. But in terms of strategy today, what are we thinking? Because this has got to be a pretty tough track on the tyres.
Yeah, it's good. You know, you want to be quick in some areas, so getting onto the hards, depending on obviously where you qualify. I think if you're not in the top 10, you could probably go the hards and go the distance, and then obviously wait. But then if you get caught up in a safety car, and the thing is you know, we've seen even in real life that, you know, there could be a safety car straight away. When we saw obviously Gasly and I think it was Gasly and Tsunoda come in head to head at this track as well. So yeah, it's an interesting one. You just got to be careful because you've got to be aware. I think this is all about awareness, you know, especially in Sector 3. It is extremely fast, and you side by side, but these walls do bite and it does get a bit narrow. So you have to be aware of what you're doing, otherwise it is going to be an absolute pile-up. And I've seen some very, very bad crashes here in my history. And so I would probably think that these guys probably will go for the mediums, and then they'll probably go for the stint on the hards, and then people further at the back will go onto the hards. But the toe is going to be extremely big here, whoever decides to do it. We've seen it done so much this season. A lot of people have been a big fan of full quali, and some people think it lasts longer than a race, which I do agree and I don't agree. I think the full quali does bring out a lot of teamwork ethic about it, which is really good to see, and it's really, really good to see trying to get your teammate into Q2 and then obviously into Q3, because, you know, it's an advantage if you've got 2 cars for the same team in Q3 instead of 1.
Yeah, big advantage. And speaking of which, we're on board with the Alpines now. Jeneth and 2Asian4U working together at a circuit like this. And it's not something we saw as a favoured tactic at Silverstone as much. It didn't really do as much. But at a circuit like this, you have to be working with your teammate. You have to be in there helping one or the other across the line. Otherwise, you are going to be losing out. And there's a few, of course, on the grid that do have their teammate involved here today. One of those is the McLarens, Panic and RJK. Both in there, currently sitting 12th and 13th. No time on the board for them just yet. Panic's out on the mediums early on, maybe just to try and get an idea of what this is going to look like through the beginning of the race. We have had 2Asian4U unfortunately drop from the session, so we will work to get him back out in a few moments' time. Currently, though, Sector 2 purple there for Panic. Very, very nice for him. Sector 3, I should say. At the moment, top of the grid, T. Salmons on the soft tyres, a 129.037. And he is over 7/10 clear of NZT in the Haas. So some early times being put on the grid, but 12 minutes still to go in Q1. So at this point, we're not going to be seeing the absolute fastest runs from a lot. Critical, though, to date for the Mercedes to have a good result. Whether or not they've got the setup just in the zone that they'd like to, we shall see. But some honourable battlings from them. They're sort of riding a little bit the results they had earlier on in the season, and Pep was so dominant in the first half of the season. And with Cooper the Bot coming in for Kick Sauber, that has really shaked things up. And then, of course, Ricciardo's rise to the top, so to speak, in the middle of the season, bringing Aston Martin and Master along for the ride as well. So big, big, important race today for all of these teams, and especially considering this is the third to last round to go. SJ, we know that the last round, of course, is the question mark round. For those who maybe don't know as much about Rush Racing League in the chat, do you want to give us a rundown on how that looks?
Yeah, so basically we go to spin a wheel on live on stream. It'll be a shared screen, everyone gets to see it. We'll spin across the 6 tracks, which is looking like, I'm trying to remember them now, I was talking about this to someone yesterday. So one of them will be Spain, Qatar, Canada, I'm lost, Monaco. Help me please. I can't think, there's a few others as well. Yeah, that one number 1 and that one number 2. Yeah, I know, they are there. Yeah, there's 6 tracks. I can't think what they all are, but yeah. So we'll spin the wheel and we'll see what happens. But there is obviously a big conversation that we do 2 into 1. So there'll be an announcement that will go out after this race. It will go out for a week. and then we'll get these guys voting. They've had enough of the game, as you can see, disconnections, and a lot of these guys have probably got into F1 25, then they've had to jump back onto 24, which is a bit of a shame for them. You know, they're not a big fan of it, which I do agree, and it would be great to finish the season. But that's all down to you guys. That's all down to your voting. You've got a week to decide. If we get a vote, we'll make a decision depending on what the votes are. If we're probably looking at about 15, we'll probably go ahead with it. But if we're looking under that, then we probably won't. We'll continue the season. I know it's something that we probably don't want to do. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But the question I want to ask you as well, while I've gone over that, is you've commentated a lot of these races this season for Division 1. Division 4. Sorry, that was your last night. Who do you think is going to win the championship?
Oh, well,
Your point of view.
well, I'm feeling rather thrown under a bus on that one. It's honestly, SJ, mate, it's been so hard to tell. I mean, the number of times you've been in here for Division 4, every time we've made predictions. We've said it's going to be this or it looks like this, and it just hasn't been. The constants have been the top three: Ricciardo, Pep, and Cooper. At the moment, Cooper's got the momentum, and these tracks suit him. I think he likes it. I feel like he's... I had a little chat to him. He feels very confident in these last couple of races that are named, but he's got the momentum at the moment. Ricciardo's sort of, I don't want to say lost momentum, but I think Ricciardo's in a situation where he's trying to hold on rather than actively, charging after someone. He's really in the lead of things at the moment. He's the one at risk. So it's for Ricciardo to lose, it's for Cooper to gain. And whether Pep factors into this or not is really going to come down to his performance in the next couple of rounds. And he's had a bit of a resurgence too in the later part of this season. In the mid part of the season for Pep, I don't think has been his best, for whatever reason it is. But certainly Pep's in there in the mix. So who do I think is going to win? I can't put chips anywhere. I'd be useless at a casino. So that's kind of the summary.
Name. Come on.
Yeah.
One
no,
name.
No,
There's three guys fighting for the title, right? One name out of those three. Come on.
Oh, I mean, do I have a three-sided coin is my question next. Okay, look, if I had to put it down to it at the moment, I would probably say Ricciardo. And the reason I'd say that is that Cooper's still a little ways off in the results, and if Ricciardo does well, even in the top three, for the next three rounds, he's got it. So there's not enough of a points differential there. And Ricciardo, I think he's got it in him to do that. He'll be motivated. He'll have a plan with Aston Martin. So if I had to pick a name, then I'd pick Ricciardo. And now, chat, let us know who you think is going to win, because Division 4 is truly up in the air at the moment. I can't decide. No one can decide. Even the top three can't decide.
Let's put a poll. Let's put a poll on it.
Put a poll on. Yeah, do a poll. That's a good idea. SJ, you haven't seen as much of Div 4, but similar question for you. Is there a particular driver that you go, yes?
I've been in it, and I've struggled. I will say that. I'm glad I'm not doing this race. I'm glad that they've decided to make the deal with RJ and get him signed. I think Cooper. I think that just by the stats and the showing that he showed, and how many races he's done to where he is now, I just think he's just got the he's just got the momentum. But honestly, you can't underestimate Pip. You cannot underestimate Ricciardo. Like tonight, you can't underestimate some of the guys there as well. Like Cooper's teammate Grizz has been very, very strong the last few weeks. Nova King is taking pole position at the moment. So anything can happen here. You could get the two kicks getting a little bit close going into turn one and putting each other into a wall. It happens. We've seen it happen. So. But I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm not because I love the kick team or love the green car, but I'm going to go with Cooper. I think the form he's in, I think he's going to take it. I really do.
All right, well, let's...
Sorry,
let's
Ricardo.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we probably feel most sorry for Pep, because neither of us have named him. So, chat, maybe your poll will help balance up the scales there a little bit once we do get that sorted. A few drivers saying, yep, that's enough. We've done all good for Q1. 5 minutes now remaining to go on the clock. Currently on board with T. Salmons. Got a 129, the early leader in qualifying to his name. So he's going for another flyout right now. Also out there is, of course, the current main driver, I would say, for Ferrari in Division 4, Stoyn. He's been a bit of a fan He's had a lot of fans in chat over the number of races. Nova King obviously reserving today for Ferrari, I believe. Actually, you might be able to correct me if that's wrong, but Nova King, I believe, is reserving, currently at the top of the timing chart. So the drivers at risk at the moment, 2Asian for You and Master, both of which I believe have disconnected from the session. So hopefully we can get them back in. Otherwise, it's a
Master's in.
default. Master is in. Excellent. Well, he needs to get out.
Master's
and I'm sure he will.
2A. 2A have just sent an invite, and to give you a heads up, Nova King is actually full-time for Ferrari.
Aha, there we go. So I was wondering, because we've seen so many reserves over the season, unfortunately. These things do tend to happen. But I couldn't remember if Nova was our full-time driver at Ferrari, or if it was the other, I think it was Flubber that we had in last week. He was definitely reserving, I remembered that, but wasn't 100% sure. So yes, thank you for that. Excellent. Just reading some of the chat messages here. Someone saying that Cooper hates Mexico. Okay, well, we'll wait to hear that one firsthand from Cooper at some point. In the meantime, watching Dynasty Sparrow, he's out on the lap at the moment. Pep retiring from the sessions. That's the top 4, saying that's all good. And we'll leave it to Q2. 3.5 minutes to go. The poll is now up. I'm fascinated to see who you guys think in chat is going to be the one to win the championship in Division 4. And ooh, a lot of votes, SJ, already going to Cooper. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, 25 people should be no excuse. These should be quite high. We should get a good vote. There's a long way to go. You got about 8 minutes to go to finish the prediction off. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing who's going to take the vote there. You know, it's tough. It's tough. Like I'm just going to talk a little bit about yesterday. We found out obviously the championship is done yesterday in Division 1. And it looks like that Chandler's, unfortunately, was not going to get any points in the sprint. And we obviously had to talk to the onboard steward about that. And he looks like he's going to get two big penalties. So that was looking like it was just down to the feature. And the way that Chandler's was going, he could have DNF'd with the Mercedes driver of Yuki Bear, which then would have meant that Stoyn, I'm getting confused because he's in the Ferrari as well. Jono would have had to win the race. And obviously win the sprint, and I think he did win the sprint as well, and the feature, and he would have tied. So if Chandler's would have hit Yuki Bear and they'd have DNF'd, it would have been a tie.
Wow.
So it was awful. Yeah, I know, it was insane. But Chandler's, he kept his nerve, he kept clean, and he ended up getting into the point. So Jono couldn't get the job done. So yeah, Chandler's has won the championship, and no one has gone back to back in Rush in 8 seasons.
Wow. So that's an incredible milestone for him, and obviously quite the accolade to his name. Might be a fairly sought-after man for next season, I'm sure. And the draft, of course, will tell the tale. Yes, indeed.
Young kid as well, which is brilliant. Yeah. Which is brilliant to have that.
Talent to be that.
Have that for, yeah. Yeah, it is. To obviously to win the championship, being a young kid, you know, yeah, he is shocking in socials. I'll be honest, but in league racing, he's learned patience, and they've done phenomenal. And also a big up to the Ferraris as well. They took out the constructors last night. So Division 1 is locked, done, and dusted, and ready for F125.
Fantastic, and of course, we're looking very much forward to seeing how F125 will live up to our expectations. The pattern that has evolved with the F1 games, the odd-numbered games seem to be the best ones. So we're hoping for a good year this year with this. And Season 9, of course, will tell the tale. There'll be lots of testing done by the admins to check out and find out all the different quirks, if any, in the game. But from what I've seen online so far, lots of positive feedback coming through about the new game, which is great to see. It's really exciting. And, you know, Rush has dealt with the F1, and all the drivers and teams have dealt with the F124 quirks. Many of them, and it's affected us every single race. So it'll be great to put that behind us to at least some degree, let's put it that way. But yes, nonetheless, looking at the rest of this Q1 session we've got going on here, 10 seconds now remaining, and a few drivers out there on final laps. Master has retired from the race, sadly, and that means that he will be in that knockout zone. 2 for You as well is going to be knocked out. Time remaining is now 0. So that is it, checkered flag, and looks like all the other drivers, of course, will be going through. And actually, I just noticed, 2 Asians actually out on a lap right now. So this is absolutely critical. And SJ, you know the track probably pretty well. why don't you give us a little rundown of where he's at and how tricky this last sector really is?
Who's this? Which one? Which driver? Sorry.
2 Asian for you. It's on screen at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, all good. So obviously you're going to pick up a lot of speed. Going to go into 8th gear, drop down as many gears as you can, probably into gear 3, even to gear 2. Keep really, really tight to the wall. You'll see him go very close to the wall. Push over to the left. Get a really good streamline across the line as quick as you can and get a time there. And he does do a 29.159. So yeah, I'll take. We'll jump on board for a flyer in Q2. But it looks like it is Master Suck and Uncle Morty quali.
Yep, and Uncle Morty unfortunately retired from the session. Might have thought he was safe, but the Alpine driver has said, unfortunately, you are not. Right, let's take a little look at the results. Of course, it is Nova, Cooper, Grizz, and Pep, your top 4 in qualifying. We'll scroll down to the bottom, show you who has been eliminated from this session. That'll include Sprinter Giggles. That's quite the name, I have to admit. Visa Cash App RB, of course, with a 130.102. Uncle Morty and Master Suck eliminated from the session. So there you go. That is what this looks like in terms of the drivers that are going to get eliminated. And hopefully we'll have a couple of them come into the comms box as well. And we do indeed already have Master in the comms box. So we welcome now Master from Aston Martin into the commentary box. Master, hopefully you can hear us. Do unmute when you get a moment to do so. Mate, obviously massive commiserations. Never good to go out in Q1. Tell us about that session.
Yes, I have a quali ban, that's why.
That is why.
Yes, yes, I think I was sitting at 6 license points with unfortunate race in Silverstone to pick it up, but yeah, it's not really good to have a quali ban when it's like full quali, gotta sit here for another, I don't know, half an hour, but yeah, not much I can do.
No, unfortunate. And yes, I think I do remember seeing that actually in the race control directives, so my bad on that. Tell us a little bit about Aston Martin's fight right now for the top of the constructors, because that really is where things are kind of focused at the minute. Obviously, the quali ban not going to help that, but are you confident in your ability at this race to come back and maybe help Ricciardo in some way, shape or form?
We pretty much have like our hands tied behind our back right now because like Ricciardo has a 10-second penalty to serve. I'm starting way at the back. Haven't really put in that much practice. It's not looking too good, but all we can do is just try.
Well, try you will indeed. I'll hand it to SJ for a few questions.
Well, yeah, Master. Yeah, unfortunate with the quali ban. Obviously, Ricciardo is in the driving seat with this championship at the moment. What's the momentum? How's the morale feeling going into the closing stages of the season for him? And if you can get to the front, which we've seen you get to the front very easily, what is your plan as the teammate for him tonight?
Oh yeah, Ricciardo's definitely pumped to win this championship. Because me and I had a bet who's going to win a championship first. Like I managed to win a championship in another league before him, so he's not too happy. So he's really what's the word? Really pumped to try win this championship. Yeah, just 3 more races on this god awful game. But yeah, we just, like I said before, all we can do is just try. So it's going to be a really hard weekend for us, I can tell. But yeah, we'll keep our head up, keep going, see what Charlie can do.
So I can guarantee 100% you'll be voting for a double header for next week. I can tell the frustration. Have you got the game yet? Have you got 25?
Yes, I do, and it's like switching between has kind of impacted my performance on this game, but yeah.
Heads up, can you give us a heads up, like people that are tuning in, you know, the fans, and give us a bit of a heads up on what you think of the game?
Oh yeah, like it really reminds me of F1 23. Although I feel like this game suits my driving style a bit more. I definitely see myself adapting to the new handling. I feel like it's more smooth. Yeah, it does feel a bit slower, but yeah, I guess people say it's more realistic, but yeah, it looks good for now. Just main problem is hope there's no more desyncs and disconnections in the new game, but yeah, but we'll see.
Okay. We will see indeed. Awesome. And you've signed up for next season?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Good
Good.
man.
That's a
All right,
reminder. Get signed up for Season 9. Master, thank you so much for jumping into the comms box. Good luck in the race today. And we'll either see you on the podium or we will not. But nonetheless, good luck out there.
That's what you should see. Thank you, guys.
All right, and next up into the commentary box, we've got Sprinter Giggles. And the first question for you, because it's the first time myself seeing your in-game name, what on earth is your name?
I got no clue. I just got it when I was first joined, and then I just stuck with it.
Excellent. That's basically everyone who's got an email address these days, myself included. Very difficult to get on conversations and give someone my email. Anyway, how did that Q1 session go? Obviously, out for the first part of the session, but going from the back sometimes isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, I actually made it through, but on my out lap, because I thought I wasn't going to make it through, so I did one last lap when there was about 2 minutes left. On my out lap, I clipped the wall and broke my wheel. So,
yeah, that's absolutely gutting. I was wondering because we should have only had 2 drivers out. Unfortunately, we had 3 drivers out of the race. So how does that change things for you in terms of the race that's coming up? 25 laps, but, starting 14th.
I'm just not going to be as aggressive and just hope for a safety car. Probably change up the tyres. I'm not sure. Yeah, I probably won't go what the recommended is. I'll try and change up the strategy and see if that gets me in the points.
Awesome. I will hand you over to SJ for some questions.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, Sprinter. I think this may be your second time in Division 4. Obviously, you're full-time now for Division 5 for Visa. What's the plan starting from the back? Obviously, it's not a bad place to be because you can see all the carnage unfold in front of you. If there is carnage, these guys have been very, very good most of the season. So what's the plan?
I think I'm going to go long and not go too attacking at the start, because that's usually where you get the most damage. And just hope that there's a late safety car. Yeah, pretty much the whole strategy is just praying for a safety car.
Okay, all good. And I'm going to ask the same question. Have you got the new game?
Oh yeah, I do.
And your thoughts?
It's better than F1 24. It looks like they fixed most of the glitches, and for me, I think the handling's pretty good.
Awesome. And signing up for season 9?
Yep.
Good man.
There we go. Excellent.
That's all the questions I could possibly want the answers for. So yeah, nice one.
Yeah. The standard question set tonight is: do you have F1 25? Do you like it? And then are you signing up for season 9? Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sprinter.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you
Thank you.
jumping in here, and best of luck for the race today.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. So that is the theme of the end of season 8. It is: do you have F1 25? Do you like it? Have you found any glitches? And are you in season 9? So far, all the answers to those questions have been yes, which is fantastic.
Let me know what they are. So I don't have to do the homework.
Well, you might as well make them polls at this point, put them in chat.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're in Q2 now, ladies and gentlemen. Grizz on top with a 128.699, followed by Cooper. So it's a Kick Sauber 1-2 at the moment at this fantastic race course here in Saudi Arabia. In third place, it is Stoin. So the Stoin fans rejoice at 128.915. A couple of laps on those soft tyres at the moment, followed by T. Salmons, who's obviously loves this track, or is at the very least found some pace. T. Salmon's not a name that's been right up the top of the grid that often this season, as we see Pep decide to put a foot into the door, so to speak, and go P1 until Ricciardo comes through and says, well, hello. I've got another way through the door, and that's through the roof. There you go. Comes through the roof with a 128.513. So Ricciardo on top at the moment. Remember, the bottom 4 drivers there. So we did have an accidental crash from Giggles earlier on, Sprinter Giggles. So that is only 14 drivers in Q2. And that means P11, 12, 13, and 14 will be eliminated before we go to Q3. A lot of drivers jumping into the pits now, get a fresh set of tyres, and go out again for another run. But yeah, some decent performances so far. Grizz has been impressing me more and more. He's been fantastic for the Kick Sauber team thus far, and has really helped to elevate them in the points for the Constructors' Championship, and has been key in helping Cooper get some well-deserved points and race wins under his belt later in the season as well. But yeah, big top three in the top four at the moment.
Yeah, talking about that, obviously the poll came out. Cooperbot is the fan favourite to win the championship. 8 votes to Cooper, 2 votes to I think it was Ricciardo, and then 1 vote for Pep. So we'll see. Not everyone voting, but we'll probably will try and get another vote going out there. I think the main thing as well to look at this season as well, I know that Grizz is a brand new driver getting into it. It's going to be really good to see how he goes next season. You know, this is what I'm looking forward to seeing, because these names we've seen with, you know, Ricardo's been with Rush for a long period of time. Pep, you know, this is his now 2nd season in, you know, and a few of the others. Cooperbot's a new driver with us. Grizz is a new driver. Stoin, Samus has been with us. You know, so it's going to be really interesting to see how these guys go on 25, how they go in the evaluations in the round robin, and then how they're going to going obviously in those evaluation races to see where they're going to end up. That's what I'm looking really forward to, because Grizz and Cooperbot, great partnership, but whoever is the kick as TP next season, also we will find out sooner or later who they're going to keep. You know, they can pick 2 drivers in themselves, so that's going to be difficult, because they've also got Div 1 to look at, they've got Div 3 to look at, 4, 5, 6 and 2, you know, so it's going to be really interesting. And some of these guys that are in here may miss out, you know, may not be racing with the same team that they've been racing with this season. So I'm looking really forward to seeing how these guys perform next season, because some of these guys unfortunately have only just jumped into it. You know, I've only done about 3 or 4 races, but we know that Pep, Ricardo and obviously Cooper have done quite a few races. So yeah, bit of a shame to see Stoin and Grizz jump in a little bit early. It would have been good to see how they would have done from the get-go, George.
Yeah, oh for sure. And this is the thing, I mean, the new game essentially acts like new technical regulations for us in the sim racing world. So there's a whole new set of, you know, understanding the new game, seeing what things work, or how the tyres going to degrade and how the tracks are going to be. I mean, there's options for a few tracks to even be in reverse as well. So getting used to all those new things is going to be really exciting for the drivers and really exciting for us, and exciting for the league as well, because it's just going to breathe, you know, that extra bit of life which we love into a game that has been, for many, many people, very, very disappointing, which is a shame. It's a shame to say it, because the F1 games, generally speaking, are of a very high quality. But, you know, the F1 25 looks good. Everyone's saying good things about it, and, you know, treating it like a new set of technical regulations, it's just going to be interesting to see who can gel with it early on, who's going to have that early advantage, and find the way through into the game's, you know, little nuances and details that give them an edge. Plus, as you say, you know, the teams are going to get switched up. We're going to have drivers in different areas, drivers who are formerly teammates now driving against them. And this is just the nature of the season format, and that's definitely part of what makes it super exciting to be here at Rush Racing. So, yeah, going to be a fantastic season, but we've got to get through the remainder of Season 8. First of all, we can't look into the future too much. That crystal ball does act like a little bit like a television. You watch it for too long, your eyes will go square. I think that might be an old wives' tale at this point, since we're all glued to our screens 24/7. I haven't seen anyone with square eyes out there just yet. New fastest lap by Nova the King in the Ferrari. We're on board with him at the moment as he heads through Sector 2 and now into Sector 3. Oh, he's actually just going through Sector 3 right now. 128.252. So some really good times seeing at the moment. The question is, are we going to see a 27 in Q3?
Yeah, well, that's going to be the question, isn't it? I think we are. I think the track's going to be warming up a lot more. Look forward to seeing who we're going to jump on board with a flyer. The people that we're looking at, you know, obviously the highlights of Cooper and Pep and Ricardo are actually the ones not leading the way at the moment. It's the Ferrari of Nova King, a 28.252. That's nearly 3 times quicker than P2. So that guy's got some serious pace, and if he can get his teammate into Q3 as well, Stoin, the Ferraris look like they're going to be very powerful going into this race as well. And Nova King's decided to call it. Doesn't even want to waste another set of tyres. Thinks that's quick enough. So and we're seeing a lot of these guys going out now. Jennifer, Panic, NZT, and RJ, and Panic in the drop zone. Jennifer in the drop zone. Dynasty in the drop zone, and Deadly Fuller as well. So 1 Williams, 1 Mercedes, 1 Alpine, and 1 McLaren. So there's only 1 Williams currently in Q2, and there's only Yeah, no, and the rest of there's two drivers. So yeah, Debbie's really going to have to pick up the pace here, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with about 1 minute and 50 to go. But few people to choose from, George. So when you're ready and you want to get on board with someone for an outlet, let me know. Let's go for the flyer.
Indeed, and that is why we're on board with Panic at the moment. So he's just about to go through the start-finish line. I will hand it to you for this because you're slightly more familiar from a driver's perspective. Here we go.
All right, who are we jumping on? Who are we going to jump on board
Panic.
with?
We're on
Who do you
board with
want?
Panic at the moment.
You want
Panic at
Panic?
the moment.
All
Yep,
right.
he's just gone through turn 1.
All right, no, well, we won't jump on with Panic. We'll jump on board with someone from the start, because then I get confused.
Are you watching my Discord?
Stoin's out.
Stoin is out. Okay.
Stoin's binned it.
He's binned it. Where's
He's
he
lost
been
in
that?
the wall.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so another exit, and this I think is a little bit of an indicator about the safety car situation that we're going to be in. But Stoin is out. Looks like he hit the wall just exiting or just coming into turn 3, I believe.
Right, I'm on board Cooper. I'm on board Cooper Bot. Here we go for a flyer. This will be the last time to see if he gets makes it through into Q2. Does a 1:28.8 at the moment. Goes into turn 1 and 2. And he's invalidated. Oh, ouch! That's gonna hurt. Right, who else? I don't know who else to jump on board with.
I think we go Dynasty. Go Dynasty Sparrow.
All right, Dynasty comes into turn 1. He's got a nice little it looks like he's working with his teammate off Pep. So here we go. They don't want to get too close together because this could go horribly wrong. Here we go, coming into the smooth operation of Sector 1. Do not want to ride those curves, otherwise you will go straight. Oh, he has a bit of a click there to the left and keeps very, very closely to his teammate. Around about, that is probably the best space you want to be with your teammate, but he is getting closer and closer to Pep, so this could be hindering Dynasty's lap. Will Pep move out the way and get Dynasty up there at the top? We'll have to wait and see as Ricardo's just finished. Ooh, it looked like Dynasty was going to clip the wall there, getting on very close to the curves and to the wall. Do not want to ride those curves too much. There is yellows flashing in Sector 2 as well. We've already lost one driver in this qualifying in Q2, which is Stoin. Everyone moving out the way. Here we go into the fast left there, very nicely, very smooth, very, very smooth there. Now he's got a very good toe going into the last couple of corners. The fast part of this track in Sector 3, 38% on the ERS, dropping onto the brakes. Here we go, roundabout now, smooth into the last corner, getting very, very close. He's getting out of the way. Oh, he could have never got into the back of his teammate. What's it going to be going to the line? Is it going to be quick? Is it going to be slow? Where's it going to be? P7. He could be in trouble. Cooper could be out of Q2. We can see drama here. No, we're not, because everyone is finished. Panic up into P2. Where has that come from?
Oh, woodwork. Hello, McLaren up to the 2nd position in Q2. That was a wild finish to this race. And yeah, we nearly saw Pep. I think Pep did go into the wall and nearly took his teammate for a ride as well. So that was very, very entertaining. Stoin, though, gone, which is a real shame for him. He has actually just survived. So P10 for him, but that means we've only got 9 drivers going through into Q3. Fascinating stuff. And as always, Division 4 never fails to deliver. We absolutely love it. And Saudi Arabia certainly providing us some action. I think a little bit of insight there too, SJ. Safety cars? Anyone else smelling safety cars in the air? I think I am.
Yeah, I think we are at the moment. I'm just going to have to probably get you to jump in and go down to the bottom to find out who has been eliminated. I know that Stoin has gone, but yeah, DNF there for the Ferrari driver. So he's not going through. And there you go. Nova King, Panic, Grizz are your top 3. Where has Panic pulled that from? Ricardo in P4, Pip in P5, RJ in P6. So both McLaren's through, both Mercedes through, both Kicks through. Cooper Bot just getting through there right at the end. We've lost T. Salmons. I'm typing these in. We've lost NZT. That's a good start from him, especially coming from Division 5. Jennifer and Deadly Fuller are the ones I think. Yeah, that's it. What a quality. What a quality session.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. So that's 5 drivers technically eliminated. Well, 4 eliminated. 1 has crashed into a wall. That's Stoin. Real shame not to see him go out in Q3. And what could have been a real day for Ferrari has sort of 50% evaporated. So I don't know if they want to look at it glass half empty or glass half full. Either way, half their hope certainly evaporating into the air. So we shall see what Nova can do in his stead. He'll be the solo driver for Ferrari in Q3, but exciting times ahead. We have the two Mercedes. We've got Ricciardo for Aston Martin, the now solo Nova the King for Ferrari, the two McLarens, the two Kick Saubers, and a lone Alpine in this Q3 session 12 minutes ago, and we will be having some further interviews. So, welcoming into chat, well, at some point, he's currently got his sound deafened, so he won't be able to hear us at this moment. There we go, NZT. Welcome in, NZT, to the commentary box, mate. Tell us a little bit about that Q2 session. It was pretty spicy.
Yeah, not too bad. It wasn't the greatest from me, but these guys are pretty quick, you know, coming up from Dig 5. I'm pretty happy with P12, kind of worked out that was where I was going to end up, to be honest.
Fantastic. What's the plan for the race at this stage? So starting down there in the middle of the pack, familiar territory, and how are your feelings around Saudi Arabia?
I enjoyed the track at least. It's good fun to drive. The race itself, I just want to stay out of the carnage that will inevitably happen, to be honest. That kind of track.
Yeah. Very good call there. And I'll throw you slightly under the bus here, but how many safety cars do you predict in this race?
Oh, we'll go the full 3, I reckon.
Oh, the full 3. Nearly the
100%.
season record, actually. If we get 3, I think we've had 4 in one race. But either way, fantastic stuff, mate. I'm going to hand you over to SJ for some more questions.
Cheers, George. NZT, mate. Actually, a great showing. I know this is a track which some people do find it very difficult, and obviously from Division 5, getting through Q1 and just unfortunately going out of Q2, it was quite tight. I think it was a 10th between you and Cooper in the end. I think, if I'm mistaken.
Yes.
Did you finish P13? Did you finish P11?
Nah, P12.
Well, yeah, so it was pretty close, you know, and he actually invalidated. So, yeah, what's the plan? Is it just getting a little bit of, because obviously you're going to be doing this tomorrow, so you're going to be one step ahead of all of us. And it looks like you've got some serious pace, so it looks like it's going to be a really good race for you tomorrow. What's the plan for tonight? Just score points to Haas?
Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, just stay out of the trouble, take it as a practice race. I haven't been able to play the game much, busy with work and whatnot, so sort of get back into the feel of it, and especially the racing side of things.
Yeah. Okay. Next question we're going to ask you is, have you got the new game?
Yes, I have.
We've got to ask them all, George. We've got to ask them all. We've got to hear, because someone might say it's absolutely crap.
Do continue, yes.
The game's fantastic, mate. I got back from work last night about 11 o'clock, and I was on it until about 6 a.m. this morning, I think. Yeah, it was really good fun. It's the game we've been waiting for after this hunk of shit that we've been playing for the last year, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. All good. Then that's good to hear. And does that mean we're going to see NZT going into season 9?
Hopefully, if somebody will help me, that's the thing.
Have you signed up? Are you good to go?
I have. Yeah, signed up, all ready to go.
I'm sure someone will
there
take
you
it,
go.
mate. Yep. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah,
NZT, mate, good luck today in the race. Fantastic stuff. Yet another tick for F125. Fantastic. And thanks for jumping into the commentary box. Good luck out there.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Awesome. All right, and now we go to Ferrari driver. Mate, commiserations, but first question, obvious one. Right at the end of the Q2 session, and you're 90 degrees into a wall. Tell us what happened.
I reckon between Q1 and Q2, they've put some extra paint on the turn 4 there, so just unlucky to scrape it and lose the wheel altogether. But I was fucking looking at the stream, so I wasn't even ready to go out, and then the teammate was like, you need to leave now if you want to make the lap. And yeah, just threw it into the wall.
Very
I wasn't
unlucky.
on an outlap, I wasn't even on a push lap.
Yeah, oh dear, on an outlap. So yeah, double trouble really at the end of the day. So you'll be starting P10 of this race. Nova, the other full-time Ferrari driver, has come back into Division 4 now. We've had Flubber for a number of races racing alongside you. Happy to see Nova back. He's been quick so far this qualifying.
Yeah, he said he was keen to race. I think he's really fast at Jeddah, so he definitely was able to make himself available to race tonight, which is good.
And had you not got into a wall, do you reckon top 3 pace for yourself today?
I've got stick drift on my controller, so I'm just trying to survive, honestly. I didn't get it replaced today, which I should have, so I'm dealing with... I'm down already, let's just say that. But top 3 was definitely not the case. I'm just happy in top 10, so...
Absolutely. All right, well, I'll hand you over to SJ for the now mandatory questions about F1 25 and Season 9.
He already knows he could read a crystal ball. Story, mate, unfortunately to DNF here. We've seen a lot of people DNF here. It's not an easy track. What's the plan from where you are? You're obviously going to get good points for Ferrari. Just do as best as you can. Obviously, you're saying you have some problems with your stick drifts there. So, yeah, what's the plan for you?
Have a look at what everyone else, what wheels they're using, what tyres they're using just before we go green, and maybe try an alternative strategy depending on what I see.
Okay, all good. And then we're going to go over to the next one. Have you got the new game?
Nah, I've got to go on holiday, so I'll wait till I'll just finish the season and then buy it once I get back. So.
Oh, there you go. There you go, look, George. An unknown from Storing. Because
I have a question though. So... When does season 9 start? Is there a date?
I've got a question for you. How long is a piece of string? At the moment, mate, I've got no idea. We've got a bit of a situation. Obviously, the guys want to call the season short. They want to finish it off. They don't want to keep going on for 3 weeks. So we're looking at combining the 2 races together to help you guys out. But that's all down to you guys as in the voting in your division. If obviously we get a high number of votes, then we'll change it. We might give you guys just like a couple of days and then we'll get into evaluation. The evaluation is 4 weeks of round robin. And it goes across basically every day, and anyone can participate in any of those days. And then when all that's done, we'll then run a draft, and then we'll start the season. So I'm not sure. We're probably looking at what we're in May at the moment, aren't we? So we're probably looking at July.
Oh, we're June now.
We're in June, yeah. So we're probably looking at end of July, beginning of August.
Perfect. I think that's when I get back.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Done it right for you, mate.
Any numbers news? Nova's put it on poll. I don't think anyone's beating that time.
Yes, we have just seen that come through.
George?
Well, I said, will we see a 27? We didn't really, either of us, SJ, have a clear answer to that. But yes, thank you for pointing that out, Stoyan. And mate, good luck for the race today. And have a happy holiday, of course, as well. And we'll see you back for the next race anyway.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Fantastic. Yes, I'm not as much reading the crystal ball, looking into the crystal ball, SJ, than reading the writing on the wall, I'll just say. But yes, what a lap from Nova the King. 127.7. He is nearly 3/10 clear of Grizz. And that is an absolutely fantastic lap. I don't know if anyone's got the pace to beat that today.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting, but to be honest with you, never say never. Never say never in this division.
Especially
you know,
Division 4,
you've commentated it. Yeah, you love this division. You think very, very highly of it, which is really good to see. It's got some serious competition. You know, you've got 2 kicks, 2 Mercedes, 2 McLarens, and you've got a very quick Aston Martin and a great job there from 2A as well. So, to be honest with you, I don't know. And if one of these guys get a good toe, you know, look at 28 flat nearly for Grizz and a 28.075 for Cooper. You know, they get a couple of attempts, they push it down into the 27.8s. We could have a very, very close finish, and we don't know how powerful the toe is going to be for the Mercedes or the McLarens as well. You know, Panic put in a time that we did not see in Q1, and we only saw it in Q2. So yeah, I think it's going to be great, and I think this is going to be close. I know what Stoyan's saying. I think it's going to be close to beat that time. Is anyone going to beat it? We're going to find out in 2 minutes and 55 seconds.
We certainly will. All right, Q3 in Division 4 yet again, coming to a very exciting point. A number of teams out there able to run drivers consecutively on the track, get that extra slipstream. The McLarens have gone out early. They've decided, you know, it's time to get the laps in. Let's just do it. Not worried about track evolution clearly between them. Just want the clean air out there to do their stuff. And that is going to be, I believe, we've got Panic in front and then RJK following along. That's a slight invalidation there for Panic, but he'll be dragging RJK along as they head through this outlap. Get the tyres up to that good zone that they need to be in for a lap like this high-speed section, or many high-speed sections, absolutely key to get the tyres right in the window and this is going to come down to the wire. 3/10 is the gap between P1 and P2. P2 and 3 separated by absolutely nothing, and then a 5/10 gap back to Ricciardo, who doesn't look like he's got the legs today. I mean, might just be accounted for a bad lap here or there. Certainly, I mean, from my perspective, a 28.5 is a good lap, but certainly not quite up there with the rest of the field, because that is, do quick math, 0.8 of a second. So off the lead at the moment for Ricciardo. And Nova is absolutely in control of the session right now. But it is going to go down to the wire. We shall see. Final laps now started for Panic and RJK, although they should get to the line. Actually, yes, they will get to the line for another lap. They're doing the in-tandem driving. So one will get the advantage now on the next lap. The other will then get the advantage. The Kick Saubers running almost ladder stern. In fact, it's a bit of a Ferrari sandwich at the moment. So green bread and some red meat in the middle at the minute. The rest of the pack following on behind them, as I think that's Cooper just backing off and letting the other cars go on through. And that's, of course, the Mercedes drivers, Dynasty and Pep, going for it as well. So keep an eye out on the McLarens. They'll be the first ones to set their laps. Then, of course, the out laps for everyone else. And this will be a spicy end to qualifying, ticking down under 50 seconds now. Who do you think? Let us know in chat. Who do you think is going to take pole? It's going to be a very, very difficult one to calculate. That is for sure. Right, through the last couple of corners here, and it's Panic ahead of RJK. Will he pull out of the way of his teammate? We shall see. I don't think he's going to. Maybe do it right at the last corner. So into turn 27. Yes, that's how many S's are at the track like this. 27 corners. And the McLarens will be first across the line. Let's see what they're capable of. Panic. What is it going to be? No improvement from either McLaren. So it's not happened for them, unfortunately, and they're both backing out of this lap. That is it. That is their qualifying over at the moment. So really, we're going to be looking next to Grizz, now heading through turn 13, 14, 15, and into the S's.
Yeah, no, here we go. It's a bit of a shame there for the McLarens, both using the toe of each other, but no improvement there. This is going to be very, very close. Every single person behind Grizz is on a flyer and will be finishing up. The McLarens are done and dusted. Grizz is 3.5 tenths up. He is flying in Sector 3. We are going to be screaming and shouting, I think, because I think this pole could be beaten. Grizz is coming around into the final corner. Here we go. He's got his teammate behind, but doesn't have a toe at all. The two Mercedes are having a toe as well. Grizz is coming across the line. What is it going to be? Is he going to be able to knock Nova King off the top? Crosses the line. It goes pole position. Then we go down to the Mercedes of Dynasty and Pep. What's it going to be? Pep P3. Dynasty stays P6. Cooper Bot, what's he going to go? He stays P4. And then we've got Nova King. Can he beat it? No, he can't, because he's invalidated. Job done for him. And we have got Ricciardo, who's getting a nice little toe from the back of 2A. He is really pushing him. Can he do enough? Is 2A going to be able to do it as well? We'll have to wait and see. It's looking very close between 2A and Ricciardo goes up to P3, and that is your qualifying. Grizz beats Nova King by 7.43 to 7.5. There's hardly anything in it at the top there.
Oh, that's great. 15 hundredths of a second is the difference between P1 and P2 in this qualifying session. Well, we knew it was going to be close. We didn't think it could be beaten, but Grizz has come in and said, you know what? Hold my beer. Hold my sim rig. Hold whatever. Here you go. Fantastic work there by Grizz. So it's going to be Grizz Nova, your front row grid. And that is it. You can see on your screens right there, Grizz with a 127.743. Nova the King P2 by 15 hundredths of a second. Ricciardo in P3. Pep, both of them will form the second row of the grid. Then it's Cooper the Bot in P5, 3/10 off, but he was only 3/1000ths of a second off getting P4 away from Pep. Dynasty in P6 for Mercedes. RJK, Panic, the two McLarens, and then 2A at the bottom of this pack for Q3. The 9th position goes to him. It'll be Stoyan by default in 10th. And that is your grid. We are looking forward to so much this race. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Let's hope we don't see too many safety cars out there today, but we shall see. There is a new poll up in chat as well. It is who will take pole, and I believe it looks like everyone was saying Nova, but it wasn't. It was
Yeah,
Grizz.
they did. Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
thought
they
it was going to
did.
be Nova, but no, Grizz got it. So we start to prepare now for the beginning of this race, and strategy is going to be playing a rather large factor here today. Slipstream, of course, will be absolutely massive. So staying with the group, staying with the leaders is going to be absolutely key for your shot to get some good result here today. Kyotonic in chat saying the real winner is Panic. He wanted P8. Well, that's an interesting. That's a very interesting position to be after. Not one of the most sought after positions on the grid.
I want to point something out to you, and you'll be able to see this when you start the grid. Look where obviously the championship. You've got Cooper Bart, and then you've got Pip, and then Ricardo, all behind.
Indeed. And here we go. Lights are out, and away we go. And that is a decent start for most. Grizz gets away nicely, and it's this tricky first left out of 3 wide into turn 1, and it's Ricciardo who's made it through beautifully on the outside, and up into P2 already. Then it is Pep, Cooper, Nova all fighting over it. So Nova lost 3 positions immediately in this race, and we'll get the telemetry up in a few moments' time. But that is a fantastic start for Grizz. He's off the line beautifully and away running on the medium tyre on this early part of the race. That was nearly chaos at turn 1 as we saw all of them essentially go for it into turn 1. 3 wide they were, no longer luckily for us, and that's an accident down the bottom. Is that T. Salmons has been involved in something? Master may have been involved in that too. Deadly Follower and Jenneth also involved in that as well. Everyone on medium tyres at the start of this race, and into the S section we go for the first time, and it is Linus Stern SJ at the top of the grid.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the back. The 2 Alpines, it looks like, I don't know, I'm not going to say it out loud, but, well, I am going to say it out loud. It looks like maybe Spring Giggles may have been brake checked there, because he's gone straight into the back of one of the cars, and he's lost the front, I think it's the front right, and that is really going to hurt him. Especially on a track like this, you need to be able to turn, and Master Suck is not going to want to be staying behind him, and he's going to want to try and get the move done, but he's going to want to do it, try and cleanly, but he's got some very, very quick cars behind him. He's got the Alpine coming to the side of him. Master Suck does not want a deal. He wants a good position. Last week, unfortunately, only 1 point due to the disconnection as well. So Sprinter Giggles is going to actually continue with that damaged front wing. So this is going to hurt Master Suck's race. But yes, unfortunately, on board luck 1 incident with Sprinter Giggles.
There we go. Okay, unfortunately for him, so not the ideal scenario at all. He's managed to make a mistake in qualifying, and now he's unfortunately had another accident in the race. Sector 1 yellow, and we've got a car around. That is the number 17 car. That T. Salmons is around and in the wall. Okay, so Red Bull suffering from this track already as well. Luckily, no safety car or virtual safety car being brought out because T. Salmons is going again. Grizz still in the lead, followed by Ricciardo, and it is a virtual safety car because T. Salmons is stuck in an awful position. He's made another mistake, and the rest of the wing, he was only missing a front end plate. Now he's missing the whole front wing, and virtual safety car now applies. The race will be neutralized, and all these drivers will have to wait for when we go racing again. But it is Grizz from Ricciardo, Pep, Cooper the Bot, Nova the King, and Dynasty, your top 6. Stoyne has had a fantastic run up the field so far, up 3 positions, up ahead of both of the McLarens. So great job by the Ferrari driver there. He's in range to help his teammate out in this top group. And he will actually be able to do so, which is fantastic. But Ricciardo, this is the start that he needed. He's 2 positions above Cooper the Bot, but Grizz is a little bit of the cork in the bottle here in terms of our battle for the big 3. Ricciardo, Pep, and Cooper in their Driver Constructor Championship order. And oh dear, Pep penalised for VSC infringement. And a bunch of pit stops happening. Oh dear, this is all kicking off.
It is, and they're serving it straight away. Good decision there from Pip. He knows he needs to be able to serve it. That is really going to hurt his race. I do think we are going to see some safety cars going into this race at the moment. We've seen the VSC, we've seen a bit of drama going on there. And, yeah, that will be very unfortunate there for Pep. Yeah, not what he wants. He's now going to start right behind Grizz, who Grizz has been on great form lately. So, yeah, these two are going to have to work together, and they are now... well, they're only 14 seconds behind. Not a massive gap, but unfortunately do need to pit as well. But Ricciardo leading the way, then Cooper Bot, then Nova King, then Dynasty and Stoyne with Jar J, Panic, Sprinter Giggles, into T, Master Suck, 2A, Uncle Morty, Grizz, Pip, Deadly, Jenneth, and Salmons. And Salmons, I may have bad diffuser damage. If he's got diffuser damage here, it is not going to be good. And we do have a prediction up for safety car in the first 10 laps. We'll have to wait and see. People are saying yes, people are saying no. So thank you very much for that, Edge. Appreciate it.
Let's
I don't know
see.
how you're still a mod, but obviously I've forgot to remove you, but oh well. Thanks for that. I'm just too busy going on with other things, so I didn't even know he was still a mod. Good news for Ricciardo, though, at the moment, George, in that P1 position.
Absolutely, yeah. So we had the early pit stop there from Grizz, Pep pitting as well. So now it's the battle that we've been so familiar with, Ricciardo versus Cooper, but actually no longer, because Nova has gone for the move and he's made it happen just before turn 1. So that is a fantastic bit of maneuvering by the Ferrari driver. A little bit of latency on your screen right now. Do not pay any attention to that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the nature of F124's multiplayer coding. Thank you very much, programmers from Codemasters and EA Games. Anyway, before I get too deep into that, another little bit of a look there for Cooper. He's got to try and find a way to fight back. He does not want Nova to start to bridge a bit of a gap. He doesn't want to be held up by Nova. In fact, of course, of that... we've got another slow car out on track. Something else has happened. Looks like a slow T Salmon's out on track, but we are green again, so no more virtual safety car at this point, as 2A picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings after 4 laps in this race. But yes, let's see. If we get a safety car every 10 laps, we'll only have 2, hopefully. And if we get one any quicker than that, we'll have 3.
Yeah, well, at the moment, the way it's going is a few penalties. It is a very, very fast track. It's all about survival in some areas as well. And yeah, you make one mistake here, you're gone. You know, it's very, very difficult to try and pull back from an error. But we'll have to wait and see. But so far, Ferrari in a great position, P5 and P2. Forstoin and Nova King Dynasty in a better position than his teammate in P4 compared to his teammate down there in P13, who did have that drive through. Ricciardo leading the way. He'll be over the moon at the moment because there is a car between him and Cooper Bott, which obviously does extend his lead if it stays the same. He is not probably in the best position though at this track. You don't want to really be in P1 going into Sector 3. You want to be in P2. Actually, sometimes you want to be in P3 because of the slipstream. But at the moment, looking pretty good. McLaren's in P6 and P7, just mind their own business. Panic out of the DRS, so that's going to be a bit of a difficult one. He's just going to have to just maintain the pace, try and stay, you know, but good points for them so far in 6th and 7th. They've got NZT in P8. He's got Master Suck, who is absolutely kicking at the heels, waiting to get the move. You have to be careful. You have to time it right. 2A as well. Then he's got Grizz 1.5 down the road, who is slowly gaining. Then you've got Pep, who's following very closely behind, and then Uncle Morty behind him, and then Sprinter Giggles coming to the pits. Who's coming to the pits? Gone on fresh tyres, but not changed the wing, George. That is big problems for the Visa car. He could be in serious trouble, and we could see if he doesn't get the turning ability right here. But it looks like Nova King is ready to pounce on Ricciardo, so we'll just put it onto this. And is he going to be able to take P1? It looks like he's ready to pounce. Goes for the move. There is yellows flashing. That's Salmons. He definitely has diffuser damage. Ricciardo holds his line. Nova King doesn't get the job done. Nova King's going to come back at him down the main straight. He's going to move over to the right. Cooper Bott's going to get the slipstream off Ricciardo. He's going to move over to the right. Is Ricciardo going to lose 2 spots here? It could be interesting. They're going to go side by side. Cooper Bott goes round the inside. Oh, they're still going to go side by side. This is not a place to go side by side. Ricciardo looks like he's got the position. Yes, he holds it. And good race in there between the Aston and the Kick. This is going to be a phenomenal race if they can keep this up for another 20 laps. Back to you, George.
Oh, it's fantastic stuff. And I think one thing that Ricciardo has learned this season is, well, 2 things. He's learned that he's quite quick, and he's learned how to defend against Cooper, and that is a T Salmon's very, very slow on the side of the track. So yellow's in Sector 1 at the moment as Cooper has another little look, heading through turn 13, down to the high-speed section, 14, 15, 16, and 17. There is an overtaking opportunity at the end of this long straight. So this will be a key zone for Cooper to get a good run out of the corners. We know he's really good. He's a smart racer. He's able to get himself into the right position, get the exits out of the right corners, and launch himself in for an overtake. And he is lurking there in the left-hand mirror, in the right-hand mirror, trying to distract Ricciardo as much as humanly possible. Also got RGK on the back of Stoin, so a bit of a McLaren-Ferrari battle happening at the back of this slipstream chain. 6 cars involved in this chain at the moment, and Cooper, he's looking dangerous. He's smelt a little bit of blood in the water. No opportunity, though, as we head through turn 27. And again, we go down the main pit straight, and the DRS wings will, of course, open now for Ricciardo and Cooper and all those behind. And what can Nova King do? He's trying to defend down the inside. No, that he's got. Okay, he's been gotten massively there by Ricciardo. Fantastic stuff. Ricciardo takes the lead yet again, uses the DRS to maximum effect. Fantastic. And Nova has a moment into turn 1. He's now susceptible to Cooper the bot, but none of them can build a gap, SJ. That is the nature of these slipstream-oriented tracks.
Yeah, has a Master Suck and ST have gone off, and that was a very interesting rejoin. We'll have to maybe look at that. Yeah, that's all going down there in P8, and I've just also got to admit as well that NCT getting a little bit squarely there. Master Suck into P8 does have a 3-second time penalty, so he'll take that pen. Doesn't really want it. Pank 2.8, he's kept that 2.8 gap, but RJ, I don't know if you noticed, he's in this 6-way battle at the moment between him, Stoin, Dynasty, Cooperbot, Nova King and Ricciardo. But I've got to say that at the moment the ERS management between the top 6 is very interesting to see. You've got 54 on Ricciardo, you've got 51 on Nova, 40 on Cooper, 80 on Dynasty, 40 on Stoin, and 84 on RJ. So a little bit of a mixture there, and that could be the key on who ends up putting it on the podium at the moment, because I've seen here Ricciardo is maintaining his ERS management very, very well. That's why he got the job done on Nova King. So and what a move it was as well. But it's all going on. It's all going on in the top 6, and it's all going on in P9 down, as well as Master Stuck and Grizz. All Grizz is going in. It's Grizz, Pep and Grizz are involved in that, and they're behind Master Stuck. What does Master Stuck do here? Does he hold these guys up? He knows his teammates. Well, I don't know what's happened there. Was that a block? Was that a blue card that actually has got in the way of one of the drivers there? That might be looked at.
Something is happening, SJ, to T7s. So he has been trundling slowly around the track for the last couple of laps, and I don't know what's quite gone on. Something is happening there. Yeah. He's been lapped, yes, so we noted that. Thank you from chat. But something is going on. He's just very, very slow around the circuit. We don't quite know why or what's going on. Yes, to your point, SJ, beforehand, though, Grizz, Master, and Pep going for it. Pep now needs to make that move on Master happen as soon as possible. Keep in the slipstream of Grizz, who's on the fresher tyres. And, well, he's not actually on the fresh tyre. Didn't change his tyres. So up to P8, and he just needs to stay within that slipstream. But, yeah, these two gaps continuing to evolve, and the gaps between the groups also started to evolve. We're on race lap 8 of round 18 here at Saudi Arabia for Division 4. Big thanks to all those in chat. We see another potential move by Master. Interested in getting that position back from Grizz, and this is the trickiness. You overtake once. It's very, very difficult to build that gap in, and now there is an Alpine in the mix as well, so a four-way battle, well and truly, for P8 at the moment. Big thanks to our sponsors as well at Rush Racing League, and thank you to everyone watching today in chat and participating and sending in comments, funny or otherwise, and thank you for participation in the polls.
Honesty's gone off. He's hit the side of Stoin and he's lost it. And that will obviously be looked up by the stewards there. He's gone into Stoin. He's made a big mistake. I don't know if he's been clipped. We'll have to wait and see. There is no on board. Stoin's out. Stoin's gone. Stoin is gone. I do not know what has happened there, but Stoin's gone. That brings out a safety car. And we got it before lap 9. So if you all predicted it, you've got it spot on. There's a lot of drama. Sorry, don't know that you were talking about sponsors and stuff, but a lot has just happened there. We've seen an incident with Dynasty, we've seen Stoin out, we've also seen Master Suck holding up Pep. Oh, this is massive for Pep, and yeah, this is I'm trying to get my words out here, but
no words,
drama,
you should have said
drama.
The poet. Oh,
Yes,
dear, oh dear.
drama.
Division 4. It's always like this, SJ. It's always like something. We'll look away for 1 second and something happens, and sometimes we catch it, sometimes we don't. But wow, massive news there. So yes, Stoin out of this race after an incident with Dynasty, who's fallen about a couple of seconds behind the group that he was formerly part of, and SJ covering that beautifully and catching that on his side. So thank goodness we got that, and our first safety car of the night. Congratulations to the points winners who are going to be bagging a fair bit of channel points for that one. So Nova, of course, still leading us away, and he'll be picked up by the safety car on this lap. Then it'll be Ricciardo, Cooper, RJK. And will there be some pit stops here? Yes, there will be.
Yeah, this is going to bring into it as well, and also help Salmons, but I think he has diffused damage. I think that's the big problem there. But yeah, this is a lifeline for Pep because he was 18 seconds behind the leader, and that is a big chunk of time as well. And and the big thing here. The good news here is for the Astons of how this is going. If you're talking about team, and they have been phenomenal this season, is Master Suck is in front of Grizz and Pep. So if he can stay in front, there's obviously going to be team orders that he has to hold them up as much as he can, because obviously Pep is one of the ones going for the championship. You know, Ricciardo can't do much about Cooper because he is behind him, so he's just got to, do his race. But Master can do something about the difference between Grizz and Pep. So, difficult position for Pep to be in at the moment, but Master does have the penalty. So,
yeah,
and we've got 15 laps to 15 laps to go. So yeah, I think there's more coming this race, a lot more.
there is.
It's been drama. It's been a lot of drama.
Welcome to Division 4. This is what we expect. In this kind of race. But it's been fantastic so far. Some really good racing as well. Some fantastic overtakes. Some fantastic defending we've seen so far. And I think all these drivers, they race so hard with each other, but it's so respectful. And when incidents do happen, it's never on purpose. It'll be an accident here or there. That's what we see. But this time, safety car, of course, from the retirement of Stoyan, and this really does now reset the order massively, brings all those gaps back closer together. So for Grizz and Pep, it's great in a lot of ways. They're now essentially rejoining the slipstream chain. Got Master, who's got plenty of pace on him. He'll be able to keep up with the McLaren of Panic. Who's going to keep up with the Mercedes of Dynasty? Who's going to keep up with the McLaren of RJK? Who's going to keep up with the Kick Sauber of Cooper? Who's going to keep up with Ricciardo? And Ricciardo will keep up with Nova. So this is going to be a true 9-way battle as the safety car will restart at some point. We'll probably go for possibly one more lap here by the looks of it under the safety car. So this is going to be a very spicy start to the race. We saw 3 wide into turn 1 at the beginning of the race, SJ. We might see 3 wide again into turn 1, possibly in a couple of places, especially given Grizz, one of the faster drivers on the grid, is starting P8 for this restart.
Yeah, definitely. It spices things up, and I think the winners out of all this is the McLarens. You've got RJ in P4 and Panic in P6. Panic was 2 seconds behind Dynasty, nearly into 3 seconds, and he was playing a bit of a follower there, and he's now going to be right behind him, and a massive opportunity of getting some serious points and maybe even getting onto the podium if anything happens at the front. So I think McLaren are the winners here, and also Master Suck, but Master Suck does have that penalty. So if he can pull away from Grizz or put them into a bit of a situation where they can get a penalty, we can have a bit of a change here. The top 3, you've seen them, all night. They're switching around. Ricciardo does seem to have the pace on Nova. And it looks like it's just a bit of a DRS switch at the moment. Cooper just seems to stay with them, and he's consistent with that. So that's going to be the key. And like I said to you earlier, George, ERS management I think is going to be the key to end up winning in this race. Ricciardo seems to have better ERS management than P1 and P3. So we'll have to wait and see. But Salmons is an interesting one at the moment. I think there's some serious internal damage to that car. So we could see another safety car in another 5 laps, ladies and gentlemen. So fasten your seatbelts and get ready.
There we go. One other thing I've noticed, NZT was hit with a 10-second penalty for colliding with Pep, race control announced. So there must have been a big incident between the two of them. I don't know if that happened under safety car or not. Either way, that's 13 seconds now to the name of NZT's Haas car. In P10 at the moment, that'll obviously drop them down the back of the field should the gaps remain approximately the same by the end of the race, which they probably will not. Coming up to the final quarter, 27. Will there be a race restart in a few seconds' time? Let's see. We'll jump back on board with the leaders. Safety car is still out there at the moment. We are still waiting for one car to catch up with the rest of the grid. So it looks like, SJ, we will have another lap under the safety car at this stage, unless he decides to peel off last second, which, of course, the safety car doesn't do that. The lovely Aston Martin safety car. Always a pleasure to look at that Beast, it is an interesting one. It would be interesting to see if maybe they let a player drive the safety car at some point, although I can imagine the shenanigans that will inevitably occur as they do in other platforms. But yeah, no, looking back at the rest of the grid from P10 down, it's NZT followed by 2A. He's got a penalty 3 seconds to his name. Then Uncle Morty, who's actually resurged somewhat in this race, was down there at the back of the grid on lap 1, made his way up to P12, then Deadly followed for Williams, or Willamass, I should say, if you're an AI generated AI generating a logo. Willamass is what you have to come up with because copyright. Sprinter Giggles, I don't know if we can call it a recovery yet. He's in the same position he started. Obviously, he's had a chance now to maybe go and repair some damage. So I don't know. We'll just see if we can check, see if he's done that. I think he has, SJ. It looks like Sprinter has actually put a new front wing on.
Yeah, it does. Is the safety car an SUV? Is it the SUV, Aston Martin?
That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, if anyone could let us know in chat, that would be fantastic.
I think it is.
I mean, it's
I think it is. If it
car.
is, then my uncle's got that car. I'll just let you know in the UK.
Brilliant. Okay, when am I coming
Tell
over
me
to his
his
place?
down payments are ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you know, it's the yeah, it is the nature of these things. You get a really nice car like that, you will unfortunately be paying for it for some time.
He actually
but
does. He
I
has
would
the Aston Martin
absolutely
SUV.
love to drive that car. So next time I'm in the UK, mate, I'm gonna ask you to set up a meeting so I can get in it at least. Maybe not drive it.
Yeah, the payments on it, I'll tell you that. I'm not cheap. But yeah, I think it is the SUV. I think it's the SUV. I'm not sure. I just realised if it isn't, it doesn't matter. Rules state. Oh, people are just going on about AI at the moment. Right. Well, we've got the safety car coming in, as George says. Nova King, Ricardo, and Cooper Bot are going to lead the way. Let's have a look. Remember, no one side by side on the safety car restart. You will be penalised. How are we going to go here? The McLaren's going to be able to get the Mercedes going into the restart. Nova King is about to take this one away, and this is going to be interesting. Just a little bit of noise here that T Salmons has rear wing diffuser damage, so it looks like it's going to be a painful night. He may just try and see if he can get points for Red Bull and finish at the end, but Nova King has gone down the main straight, leading the way. Who is going to be leading into turn number 1? So we've got Nova leading the way, then we've got Ricardo, then we've got Cooper, then we've got RJ, then we've got Dynasty, Master Suck, and Panic have gone side by side. Master Sack is already getting involved in the McLaren's way here. Who holds it? The McLaren holds it. Well done. Good job there. But Aston is really putting the pressure on the McLaren. We're going to go further back down. We've then got Grizz in that P8 position. Pep in P9. NZT in P10. 2A there. Uncle Morty, then Deadly, then Sprinter Giggles. Jennifer and Salmons is doing the best he can. So, yeah, command you for that, bro, even though you have got serious damage to that car. Lap 13 out of 25, and it is exactly the same as it started. Back to you, George.
Ooh, good restart from everyone. Love to see it. 13th lap now, of course. And this is now halfway through the race, so we'll see who can find the opportunity. A lot of drivers jumping onto the hard tyres. That seems to be the main choice, certainly from the top 11 on the grid. Currently just keeping an eye on Grizz because we know he's going to be quick. He's got Master in front of him. Right now, the gaps are all within 1 second of that top 11. In fact, all the way down to P13. All within a second. Grizz has a little bit of a look, but Master's right there in the way, and he's going to hold the inside line. Will Grizz try the outside into turn 27? There might be an opportunity, but thinks better of it this time round. And really, you just need to wait till you got the tyres in the right zone as we head now onto the 14th lap of this race. 11 now to go as NZT and 2A are having a little bit of a scrap out of turn 27. Now down the pit straight we go. And they're going to be side by side. They might even be 3 wide. They're 2 by 2 at the moment. NZT's ahead. Deadly Fuller has got up and ahead of 2A, and Sprinter Giggles has decided he wants a piece of the action as well. So truly battles down at the bottom of the grid at the moment, all jostling for position. The gap between NZT and Pep starting to evolve, and that 9-way battle for the race win, or certainly the podium positions, is starting to begin. We are now seeing what is going to happen between all of these cars. 0.7 is the gap between P1 and P2 as Sprinter picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is not fun to see that come up across your line, but if you're going outside of track limits, you're going to find yourself on the wrong side of the, I guess, AI, or certainly in-game stewards And that is a situation that NZT has found himself. Sprinter, 2A and Master all holding penalties at the moment. 3 seconds for Master as the DRS wing we just saw of Ricciardo's fly open, and down we go into this fantastic part of the circuit. Really, really high speed through the right-hander, through the left-hander, through the right-hander, and away we go out towards the final corner yet again. Yeah, not a lot changing out there at the moment, SJ. I think everyone's just holding on for a little bit.
Ooh, Spinner Giggles is going to go on the left-hand side. He's going to go and try and take the double. He gets the double. Has he overcooked it? Oh, it's going to come on the inside. There's been a bit of a smash. There's an incident there. Lap 15 and 25 between Sprinter and 2A. They're going over left and right. There's a little bit of damage there. Deadly, massive, fantastic overtake on lap 14, and a bit of drama going on there. So lap 14, sector 3, last corner.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
was.
I'll just note that now. That was
quite all right. That was quite the incident. I mean, we saw Sprinter sort of dive deep in the corner, blocked the car on the outside, and then suddenly there was a car on the inside, and they were 3 wide on the exit. And unfortunately, it came to blows at a circuit like this.
Yeah, definitely, and you've got to be so careful when you make that overtake on that last corner. You want to be really tight to the inside and then let the car have the outside, and then you can just basically go side by side with the DRS together, or depending on how much ERS you've got going into turn 1 down the main straight. You know, you can do it. We've seen it being done. It's just, you know, if you move the car over to the left, you've got to be aware, you know, of the proximity arrows. That's the big thing, and that's the big thing into the rules next season in season 9. You know, race awareness is the key, and the penalties are going to be harsher. So even you probably think it's a 5 at the moment, it's going to be even harsher than that. So really need to be careful of race awareness and look at those proximity arrows. If there is a car on your right hand side, you can see the red arrow, do not move over to the right, because you know they're there. Keep to the left. Give them as much space as you can, and you never know, if they make the mistake, you then capitalise on that mistake. That's what it takes.
Into turn 1 we
We've
go.
got a bit of a battle going on here. Sorry,
In we
George,
go. Oh, it's quite all right. No, we're just enforcing the rules a little bit. Cooper has a little bit of an attempt. Unfortunately, it's not come of anything. Ricciardo holds on to P2 yet again. And these top four, SJ, have actually broken away now. Dynasty fell outside that 1 second window, and we have 2 battle packs in the top 9 now.
Yeah, there's massive panic. Mastersuck and Grizz were all going at it there, and I don't know if Panic squeezed Mastersuck off there. I don't know. It looked fair racing. You know, it's really hard to see coming into turn 1. Pep's getting involved in that, and I tell you something, Pep will not be happy with this at all. He'll be happy. He knows he's in P9, he's in good points, but not when he sees Ricardo in P2 and Cooperbot in P3 and Mastersuck in P7 does have that penalty, and he's behind a McLaren, which is probably even worse at the moment. But Panic is this is good for Panic. This is good for Mastersuck. This is good for Dynasty. They're all in the DRS, but yeah. They do not want to lose grip to, like you say, in the top 4, because Grizz is 1.7 away from RJ, and RJ doing a great job in that top 4. Actually, his first full-time seat in the McLaren tonight, so great job.
Good job from RJK, and yeah, look, we just had a moment there for Panic. He defended hard from Pep and nearly went off the road doing so. Did manage to pick that back up onto the racing line and got it through that tough chicane. Really tricky to navigate, and especially with the driver behind you threatening for that as well. Yes, apparently we do have, of course, penalties for the top 2 coming post-race. SJ, tell us more about that.
Ricardo has a 10 going into this race.
Yeah, so that's huge.
That's big. That is
you know who
big.
it's big for, though? It's big for Cooper. And everyone's predictions as well on who's going to win the championship for the drivers.
It is, and that's due to that DNF, you know, and getting involved in a bit of an incident as well. That's really hurt him from last week. And Nova King has 3 seconds, so at the moment, Cooperbot wins this race as it stands. So yeah,
we get a McLaren on the podium.
Spices things up. Yeah, it does. It spices things up. It really does spice things up. And at the moment, let's look at the leader. Pep is 5 seconds from Ricciardo, so he needs to make, well, he's 5 seconds from the leader. He needs to make another 5. And at the moment, they are all in the DRS train, so they are going to make time. But we are coming to the closing stages of this race. Not long left. Still opportunity for a safety car. But yeah, that 10 is really going to hurt Ricciardo.
Here goes Pep on Paddock. It's going to be another attempt around the outside into the final corner. Can he make it stick? We've seen some accidents here. He's stuck it round the outside beautifully. But can he hold it on exit? Ooh, it's going to be close, but they're side by side. Great move by Pep, but Paddock will have the inside line, and both with DRS. Shorter line to the braking zone for Paddock, and he'll hold onto the position again. And this is so frustrating for the Mercedes driver. He's in there fighting for his chance to keep a top 3 position in the Drivers' Championship and try and keep Mercedes in the running as well for the Constructors in Division 4. And he's being held up now by McLaren at Saudi Arabia. And it wouldn't be a Middle Eastern race if we didn't have a little bit of spice, SJ. I know we said some spice today, that is for sure. Maybe a slightly more spice than, not that we were expecting, but we certainly have been getting the entertainment that we deserve in this. Gaps looking awfully close for Grizz, who's going for it on Master. There's a 2.8 second gap between Master and the top group. So Grizz getting past here is absolutely critical. Ricciardo has actually got the lead. So that's another thing that we just missed there. Nova, no longer the leader of this race. It is now Ricciardo. Don't know when he did it, but he's done it. And Grizz is still fighting to get ahead of Master. It's one of the closest battles we've got on track right now on the 18th lap of this race, shortly to be the 19th lap of this race.
Yeah, this P6, 7 and 8 for 9th battle is really heating up. You've got 2 Mercedes in that battle as well, and you've got 1 McLaren and 1 Kick, and they must be getting frustrated. But they must know that there's penalties going into this race as well, so that is a big advantage for them. And like again, that spices the championship up. It really does. It spices everything up because the 10 is the big penalty to hit. But I don't think Master... Oh, he's moved over there. The Master suck. Oh, that was very interesting. I don't know if that will be looked at. I'm looking at... Oh, he's gone round the outside there. Has he got the job done? Master suck goes, takes the move. They're going to go side by side. The Aston and the Merc are really going at it. He holds a position, stays behind Dynasty. That was interesting. I don't know. Did he move over in front of Master when he was trying to make the move? Well, the problem was he boxed off, so he couldn't make the move because he then saw Grizz make the move on the left, and Dynasty's got a penalty and Panic's got a penalty. The Pep will be rubbing his hands together now, but he will not be rubbing his hands together if he can't get bloody past. 19 laps out of 25. Panic and Dynasty just getting a penalty, and Master Suck will be rubbing his lips together because he's now in the same position as Dynasty and Panic behind.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, it's come down to penalties in terms of this battle pack, that is for sure. Grizz managing to elevate himself away from that situation for the moment. Still got some very fast drivers right behind him. It's a good little run out of that section for Dynasty and Master. Nova the King has lost yet again the position. Something has happened there. There we go. The UI has come back. There was a momentary overtake there by Nova on Ricciardo, but the top 4 remain unchanged at this position. 4.7 seconds is the gap from RJK back to Grizz. So RJ is currently in a good position. Move up the inside, and wow, that is textbook from Nova. And guess who's right there and saying, I really want to take a nibble out of this one too. It's Cooper the bot. Hasn't found the gap to actually do it. There we go. Ferrari back up into P1. This is the standard jostling around of positions for P1 in a slipstream train that we have been so used to seeing in F1, and that continues here in the sim racing world as well at Rush Racing League. Stoyan in chat apologising for the DNF, that turn 4 wall.
It's a big accident!
Oh,
That's
okay.
an safety car! Oh, Uncle Morty there goes into the oh my days, absolute drama. I don't know if you've got it, but there's a big accident. That's a safety car, and that's it. That hurts Ricciardo's race massively now, because he was 7 seconds in front of Pep, and now it is all going to bring them all back into it. I don't know if they're going to continue.
Well, we got to 20 laps. We got two safety cars, 20 laps. 5 laps to go after this. It won't be. It'll be about 2.
I don't know.
So did you catch that? Because we were not on that camera for that incident. What happened?
No, Because I keep forgetting. I'm looking at your footage, but I'm looking at my own footage. Maybe I should record my footage as well. I just came around the corner. I just caught it, and Sprinter Giggles lost it, and I think Uncle Morty had to just literally put the brakes on and swerve to the left. Otherwise, he was DNFing as well, and it would have been a big pile up. So, and the cars in Jeddah, unfortunately, when they spin and you can't see them, you can't avoid them. Where are you going to go? Because the track's so narrow. So, I've got to put it in.
Pop it in.
Giggles DNF.
And what we'll also start to do, SJ, as rightly pointed out by Edge in chat, driver of the day, now that we are 5 laps away. So we are going to discuss driver of the day. But how can we do this, is my question. I don't know. There's 4 drivers who have been having a monumental battle at the top. We've got 5 more drivers, I should say, from P5 to P9, who've also been in an absolutely epic scrap. And we've had some half-decent drivers from down the rest of the field as well. So it's going to be a really hard conversation for driver of the day. But you know what? I'm going to immediately start this off. And I'm going to say my driver of the day so far has been Nova. Returns to a full-time seat at Ferrari. Does incredibly well in qualifying. Has done incredibly well in the race so far. And to be putting the Ferrari right up there at a circuit like this is a fantastic job. So I'm going to nominate Nova. And SJ, who are you nominating for driver of the day? We appear to have lost SJ. There we go. Now you're back.
No, I'm here. Sorry, no, I'm just thinking. I just paused for a moment.
You just got to give him a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a moment.
I like Master Suck's done a really good job, I think, but he does have the pen. Who's driven absolutely fantastic tonight? That because stuff the penalties, they're only 3 seconds. They are going to fall down the hurdle now, unfortunately. Who has driven really well? I don't want to bias, but RJ's done a great job on his debut in that McLaren. No pens. And he started P3. I don't want to come across biased. I don't want to start debate.
You're in the commentary box. You're not being biased. If he's done well, he's done well. Let's put it that.
I think RJ on his debut, fantastic night for him. First time in Division 4, racing for McLaren. Yeah, I'd give it to RJ. If it wasn't RJ, it would be Master Stuck without the pen.
Yeah, I think we had RJ in one race before this. I can't recall which, but I think we did see RJ in one race for McLaren before this one. But nonetheless, I think he's now officially is he officially full-time, or he's reserving today, isn't he?
No, he's full. He's full-time.
He is full-time now? Okay, yeah. So yeah, those are our 2 drivers of the day. He has no pens.
He has no pens. He has no pens. There are people who are saying he has post-race pens, and I was like, what? No, he doesn't. No, Ricardo does, Nova King does, Mudpack does, Ados does, Falcon does, and Master Suck has a quali pen. That's it. No one else has any post-race pens. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to RJ.
Fantastic. Yeah, confirmed by Josh in chat, signed to full-time to McLaren.
And who's yours?
Mine is Nova King at the moment.
At the moment, they're going to change it.
I was about to say, I just had to re-clarify my qualifier there. It will remain Nova King because it will be enshrined in a prediction, a poll in a few moments' time. So get your votes in once that poll does arrive. We also have another prediction in chat going at the moment. Didn't see this one come up, but there is a points question. Who will win this race? We've got not many laps left. It's currently the 22nd lap, still under safety car. And of course that will mean we'll probably go green either at the end of this lap or one more lap after that. So we should get 2 or 3 more laps of racing in today's Division 4 race. The second event has been added to the Twitch stream. That's the driver of the day poll. Go and get your votes in. And it's between RJK and Nova King. So the McLaren versus Ferrari battle continues in the Twitch chat now with a brand new poll. Fantastic stuff. Doesn't look like the safety car's pulling away, SJ, so we're going to be only 2 laps of racing after this. It'll be lap 24, lap 25 as the final sprint to the end. Talk about coming down to the wire. This is going to be a completely wild finish to this race. I mean, the restarts so far have been brilliant. The start of the race, of course, and the restart of the race after the first safety car. We're now behind the second safety car. This is now or never territory. Of course, for Nova and for Cooper, Nova and for Ricciardo, it's somewhat bittersweet because they've got post-race penalties to serve. And for Ricciardo, any gap that was built that maybe gained him a couple of positions, a couple more points, has now been completely eliminated. And with 2 laps of racing, he's not going to get those points that he was going to sort of hold on to. Now it's completely neutralized for him.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, you know, and this is what people don't seem to understand sometimes. You're going into a race and, yeah, it's great, you win the race on track, but then if you're involved in an incident, you can lose the win. You know, we've seen that happen so many times. And unfortunately, this is a situation they've DNF'd and they've taken the points over to them. It's a big thing, especially this later on in the season. You know, Ricciardo cannot afford any penalties or post penalties going into a race. He needs to be where he is and where he was before the safety car, 7 seconds in front of Pep. You know, he couldn't really do anything about Cooper because he's right behind him. So you know, there's no challenge there, unfortunately. But the challenge with Pep, you know, that he had the opportunity. You look at the leader now. Pep is 3.9 seconds behind. If it stays like this, then Ricciardo goes down to P14.
Yeah, there we go.
2 points. Massive hit in the championship.
It makes a difference. I mean, look, the Constructors' Championship right now is Aston Martin 470, Mercedes 461. 9 points, so those points matter.
They do, and that's another thing, and that's all about attendance as well. Turning up to races, and if you're missing races, it hurts as well. And also those DNFs and getting those penalties, you know. And this close to the season, at the end, you can't afford it. You cannot afford to make mistakes. I have lost in history in Rush. To TMT, I remember when I was the TP for Mercedes. I know probably people are going to go, really? Mercedes? After all the rivalry between McLaren and Mercedes, I lost by 1 point, but I lost by an appeal point.
Wow. Oh, it comes down to nothing sometimes. Oh,
yeah.
dear. Oh, we've got a 10-second penalty for Cooper. No, for RJK. So much for no penalties. We've had the race restart immediately. Nova the King's got a good run. Ricciardo didn't see it happening. Now he's under attack from Cooper the bot, and RJK penaltyless until this point. Now he's got 10 seconds to his name. Wow, this shakes things up at the beginning of this race. Grizz is potentially in for a podium position. As it stands right now, 2 post-race penalties for our 1-2 drivers of Nova and Ricciardo. Cooper is the only driver in that top 6 that doesn't have a penalty of some kind or another. He's on to win this race. We've had a difference in the driver of the day poll and, of course, the prediction of who wins this race. We're going for the last 2 laps of racing. It's lap 24 of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for Division 4 in Nova. Leads from Ricciardo, leads from Cooper, leads from RJK with a 10-second penalty. Oh, that is an absolute disaster for McLaren. That was a podium, no longer.
Yeah, I don't know. People are saying it's a glitch. We'll wait and see. Just get your race director and make sure that that is not a glitch, because if it is, mate, I'd feel for you if that is, because he's done so well all night to get a 10 on lap 24. And that is massive, because Grizz goes up into P2. There's a double podium looking like for Kick at the moment, and Pep would look to finish P3 if he can stay behind some of these guys. That's going to be the question. This race has just turned upside down, and that then brings Kick into a massive opportunity in taking P2 in the overalls over McLaren. So there's so much riding on this race, and we're not even into Division 2, which kicks off in 45 minutes. So wow. We're on the last lap, and I'll let you take this one away because this is your division. So over to you.
Here we go. It's the last lap of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, third to last race in the season. Next week, it's the Mexican Grand Prix, and we've got moves all around the field. Uncle Morty, beautiful overtake on Jeddah, but it's the lead that we're focusing on. It's who's going to finish at the top. We know it's probably going to be the Ferraris coming through into now the timing line for Sector 2. Ricciardo follows him, but not that closely. 0.8 is the second. RJK falling off the back of Cooper, and RJK may be under attack. Dynasty making a beautiful overtake. No, it's Master making a beautiful overtake on Dynasty. And they've both got penalties, so really Grizz just needs to hold on, keep as close as possible. We could be looking at a Kick Sauber 1-2. We could be looking at Pep jumping back up and getting some great points and putting himself on the podium. Yes, there's a bunch of cars in there as Master now makes another move. Master is on fire in this last lap of the race. Few corners to go, only 3 corners to go, in fact, as Master moves up to P4. He's still got the penalty. Little bit of a lockup from someone as they head to the 25th corner of this race. Now through the 26th corner, and we've got Nova coming into the final corner of the race with Ricciardo right behind him. And there's Cooper the Bot, who's going to be your de facto winner after this race. Let's see them go across the line. Nova has had a formidable battle all race long. Will it be a photo finish to the end? Oh, that's close between Ricciardo and Nova. And Ricciardo actually sets the fastest lap. Then RJ takes it away from himself. Wow, Grizz and Cooper, P3, P4. And the post-race penalties will be applied, of course, after the race. What an unbelievable race we've had. A safety car at lap 9, a safety car at lap 20, and 2 frantic laps of racing right at the end to round out what has been a brilliant, brilliant bit of Grand Prix racing here today in Division 4. Let's take a look at the full standings. Fantastic stuff. We will move on to the standings in a few moments' time, but boy, oh boy, that is as exciting as we've come to expect from Division 4, and Nova, of course, will be the winner of the race in the game. Post-race penalties will apply, and we'll try and figure out who we're going to get into the comms box, SJ, because there's going to be, I don't know if we're going to do the actual race winners or if you do the post-race penalties are applied immediately.
No, we will do, because we know that obviously Ricardo's got a 10, and we know that Cooper Bot has got a Nova's got a 3. All right, I'll go through the classifications. We're just waiting for Driver of the Day to finish up as well. So Nova King, unfortunately, he does take P1 on track, but he drops it further down. Ricardo taking P2, Cooper Bot taking P3, but Cooper taking P1, Grizz taking P2, and Pep taking P3. Then Ricardo going down to P5, and then it'll be Master Suck, Jennifer, Dynasty, Panic, 2A, Uncle Morty, Deadly, NZT, look at that. RJ all the way down to P14. T. Salmons, Sprinter, and Stoin, unfortunately, out of this race. And Salmons, a round of applause, mate. Rear wing damage, gets 1 point for his team. Dedication, love to see it. Well done.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, you got to take your hats off. You know, when you've got damage like that, you just keep on going, get to the end of the race. So that is the right attitude for everything in life. In fact, actually, you want to be doing that at the end of the day. So we will have our interviews in a few moments' time. But fantastic bit of racing today, and we'll jump over to, of course, if I go and find it, we'll jump over to the showroom and get this all started. So we will, confirmed, I believe, be seeing Cooper, Grizz, and Pep, if I'm not mistaken, in the commentary box for some interviews in a few moments' time.
Looks like Nova as well. He is leading the votes for Driver of the Day at the moment. Excellent. So there's not long left. So yeah, we'll obviously wait for those guys to jump in. But first of all, I want to ask, what's your summary? What's your thought to that race?
Well, how do you summarise that?
Jeddah, but that was bloody amazing.
This is what I was saying, and I really enjoy watching races at Jeddah because it's absolutely fantastic. It's thrilling stuff. So. I mean, I don't know how you summarize that, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, SJ. How do you summarize a race like that? How do you summarize the Division 4 season so far? How do you calculate the one equation that solves everything in the universe? I don't know, is the answer to that question. What we've had today is 2 safety cars. We've had a battle for the top 10 that has been defined by DRS range and penalties. That is what we've seen here today. And the battle for the big 3 continues with a bit of a mix-up. Kick Sauber continuing the charge, and they are quite likely in a position to push themselves ahead of Mercedes on the back of some of these results. We do have some jumping into the comms box now, and I think, let's start off with...
Bit of drama. Nova King finishes P2. Ricardo finishes up in P12, Cooper Bot gets P1, and Grizz gets P3. So Nova King gets in. Unfortunately, Pep just misses out.
Ooh, okay. So my math was slightly wrong. Well, in that case, you said Grizz is P3, yes?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Okay, fantastic. Well, in that case, welcome into the commentary box, Grizz. Mate, what a race. All went a little bit sideways.
Oh, no,
it's a tie. Okay,
Driver of the Day.
It's a tie and Driver of the Day. Okay, did you vote as well?
Yeah.
Because I did. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we need to resolve that. I'll leave that to you while we and we'll leave that to the end while we interview Grizz. Grizz, welcome into the commentary box, mate. Congratulations on the result there, P3 for Kick, and you were not really, probably didn't even really see the drivers who were up there in the top 3 for a little bit, but so many penalties and a couple of safety cars, and you find yourself now in P3. So congratulations. Thoughts on the race?
Thanks very much, man, to start off with. The start was a shocker. I ended up getting that drive through under the virtual safety car, so it was a bit of a climb back. But once that late safety car came out, mate, I just knew I had to stay with the pack, mate. So yeah, that was a good race all in all at the end.
Absolutely fantastic. And a big day, of course, for Kick Sauber. We've talked to you in previous races as well. I mean, Silverstone, big standout for you. And now with a full-time drive as well, which is fantastic. This is good news for Kick Sauber's chance overall. Tell us a little bit about being in that top 10 chaos today, because it was back and forth. It was here and there. Everyone was overtaking each other. If you made an overtake, you were going to get overtaken the next lap.
Exactly right. So, because that front pack broke away, it wasn't. I got in front and tried to get a bit of a gap, but it just wasn't happening. So I just knew I had to stay with Master Suck and Dynasty. But in saying that, mate, they were battling to and fro. So I just wanted to kind of stay clear from that, because I knew if I didn't get any damage and there was a late safety car, I would have a shot to possibly get a podium. So no, all in all, elbows were out today, mate. But yeah, no, it was a good race.
Yeah, that last safety car, obviously 2 safety cars in the race, lap 9,
Yeah.
which happened after that VSC, and then, of course, lap 20. The lap 21 obviously worked massively to your benefit, but you were able to pit under the lap 9 safety car as well, jump onto the hards, and that would have been a bit of a relief as well.
Oh, most definitely. That brought me close to the pack. But like I say, once they broke away, it was kind of hard to keep up with them, because you just couldn't break that DRS because there's so many DRS sections. So it was just kind of staying out of trouble and hoping for that next safety car. And like I say, it did happen at the end, which I was very lucky, and managed to stay with the pack and get the podium.
Excellent. Well done. Well, congratulations from me. I'll hand you to SJ for some further questions.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks, George, mate. I haven't obviously spoken to Grizz before on the comms box, so yeah, good, mate, good. I think we said it earlier on. It's such a shame that we haven't had you from the beginning, because you look like a real person to really put it to these guys at the top. You're a phenomenal teammate of obviously Cooper, since you've been jumping in and you've really helping the team push in and. Yeah, how was it out there? Because it looked difficult in some areas, and as soon as that breakaway from the top 4, it looked like a little bit of a struggle to get back.
It was.
Because you pit at the same time Pep did?
Yeah, so we pretty much just stayed together, did the same strategy, and we kind of worked together because, like I say, the Master Suck and Dynasty were just going at it. So I knew that Pep was kind of in the same scenario as me, staying out of if he stayed out of trouble and there was a late safety car, then obviously we would be in a better position. And like I say, we were lucky enough to get that late safety car.
Yeah, and that was quite clever doing it, because you could have probably got the jump on a few people, but that actually really did hurt, because you actually felt behind a McLaren. Master Suck was in front, and obviously he's obviously the man that's leading the championship at the moment, his teammate, so he could have really put a bit of a thorn in the middle there. But then another safety car came out, and obviously Ricardo did have a penalty going into this race, the same as Nova, so it had a massive opportunity for you to get points. But
exactly.
We saw the last lap was a bit hairy. We saw RJ go very wide, and put the brakes on.
I had to. Like I say, man, I just wasn't trying to do anything stupid, because I knew I didn't want to lose too much time, obviously battling with the boys, but I knew if I just stayed with the top 3, then I would be in a good position. That's all I was really kind of counting on. So it was nerve-wracking, but like I say, it was when RJ went wide, I just stuck to the left-hand side, and I'm like, please do not come back onto the track and hit me. But he was all good. He was nice and clean. So, but no, it was a bit of a hairy last lap, but an enjoyable lap too.
Awesome, and I'm going to ask you the same questions I've asked the other guys. Have you got F125?
I do, man. I do. I can't. Yeah, no, I do, and I can't wait for the next season with Rush, man. It's very well run, so it makes things very enjoyable.
I don't even need to ask him if he signed up.
I was going to say, he knows what questions are being asked. Well done, Grizz. Round of applause on that one. Fantastic stuff,
probably
mate.
watching the stream. Probably watching the stream while bloody race. I don't know how you do that, mate, with my
No, I mean, the boys do that, but I can't do that. I can't do two things at once. I'm getting too old at that now, mate. I can't multitask these days. I just focus on the one thing and the one thing only. So
good stuff. You're doing the one thing very well.
Great job.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it, boys.
Cheers. All right, congrats to Grizz there, P3. Of course, now we go to our second place finisher, and that, of course, is Nova. Nova, welcome into the commentary box. First of all, I get to congratulate you. You are the driver of the day, so big congratulations there. At a P2 finish, obviously with the post-race penalty, it hurts, it stings, I'm sure. And, you know, you were right there for the lead of this race all the way through. And that four-way battle was truly mighty, and a few occasions that nearly came to blows as well. How are you feeling after that race?
Good. I mean, I'm really happy with that one. I topped every session except Q3. I should have if I'd finished my last lap. I say if I had finished, but you know, it is what it is. Grizz did a really good job in Q3 to get that pole. But I'm happy with that. I'm not like miffed that I didn't get the win, because it's a win to me. Like that pen was so long ago. It's not. I don't mind. It's a win.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good way of looking at it. And you know, you drove incredibly well out there. Lots of battles in that top four, as I was saying, and as you experienced. So back with Ferrari now. I'm sure you're happy. We heard from your teammate Stoyan. Obviously, he's had a bit of a race to forget, sadly. But we hear that you're a fan of the Saudi Arabian track here today.
A bit more than a fan, yeah. I've always been good. I mean, back on 22, I used to run 12.8 wings around here and do really well. So I've always liked this track, especially 23. Yeah.
So a track specialist, we'll say that. So note to those in future, if you're racing against Nova, he's a track specialist at Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Watch out. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations on the driver of the day as well. You had pace in qualifying. You had pace in the race. You brought it to the top there, the guys that are battling it out for the top of the Constructors' Championship. And it's good to have you back in Division 4 as well.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be back.
I'll hand you to SJ for probably a couple of questions and then some that we may know.
He's a piss taker, isn't he, tonight? Right, no, Nova King, no, well done, mate. Very, very good night for you. You looked extremely quick in qualifying. You seem to have good pace. I think the difference between, obviously, you and Ricardo was the 10 second to the 3 second, but he seemed to manage his ERS a lot better than you in the race. Like, did you find it difficult to keep up with him? Did you find that you needed to burn ERS in certain areas of the track to stay with him? What was the situation there going into that race?
No, I was quicker than him. The only reason I was lower than him on ERS was because I was trying to drop him. He would lose too much, and so there would be times where I would try to use ERS, not turn it off in the first sector, to drop him, and it only worked in the final lap, and I don't know when it was, but I got 8 tenths. It was like 9 tenths. It was so close to dropping him out of DRS after like a safety car restart. But yeah, and then from there, every time I got in front, I tried, but just couldn't do it every time.
Okay, awesome. Well, at least you're honest. You know. Question I'm going to ask you. Obviously, new driver coming into the league as well. How much have you enjoyed driving against like the talent that is there? You know, obviously Pip. You got your teammate who's been up there. You've got obviously Master Suck, you've got Ricardo, you've got Cooper, you've got Grizz, you know, you've got Dynasty, Panicked. There's so many names, I can't remember all the people's names. But what is it like to drive against those guys, and how difficult is it that you've got that switched on when you go into a race, especially like Jeddah?
I mean, it's not that hard. They're all deep space, so it's pretty nice. I haven't raced here much, so I don't have full trust in them yet. But from what I've seen, like racing Ricciardo, I think I raced Ricciardo for like 40 laps in Austria when we were trying to catch Cooper. But yeah, everyone seems good. Easy to race. Makes it fun.
And then obviously the students coming up, which I'm sure George knows what they are. Have you got F1 25?
Yes.
And what do you think? What's your thoughts?
I like it a lot. It's a lot better than this game, which I uninstalled and then got a ping from Flubber saying, "Are you racing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, the race." Trying to reinstall the game.
I know, it's frustrating, I know. And you'll be, I guarantee, one of the people that votes to do 2 races in one night to get this out of the way and done with.
We can do that? Absolutely.
Yeah. And the last one, will we be seeing you back for season 9?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, not for the full season, maybe, but
George.
Yeah.
He's hesitant. See, they're not confirmed. You don't know everything, George.
I think we take that as a yes. Even partially, it's a yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you'll get the satisfaction
of
over
with them.
Yeah. You'll get the satisfaction of uninstalling F124 again if there is a double feature for the final race. So you get double satisfaction there. Nova the King, congratulations, mate. Well done on the P2. Thank you so much for jumping into the commentary box. Really appreciate it. And well done, driver of the day today.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. You are right, SJ. We are getting a plethora of different answers, but the general vibe is still yes and good. So I think if we do a weighted average on the answers. I'm just waiting for someone to come and say it's an awful game and I'm never racing again.
Kick button.
Dear.
Where's the kick button? I can't find it. No, go on.
Fantastic. All right. I'm sure we will get to the end of the stream before SJ bans me from this league entirely. Cooper, welcome into the commentary box. You've been listening into all this. Congratulations on winning from 3rd place, I suppose, but congratulations on the win nonetheless. Obviously, that's big in the Drivers and the Constructors Championship, especially the Drivers Championship for yourself. I'm imagining you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I had a plan going in my mind, knowing that the 2 front runners, Nova and Ricciardo, had post-race pens, so it was all just about chilling there, just sitting behind, not getting stupid penalties, not getting damage from the walls, which I cleaned up about 25 times. So it wasn't the cleanest race for me in terms of hitting the wall-wise, but I'll still take it.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically everyone around you had penalties, whether it was post-race or in-race. So that obviously was a massive factor. Nova King obviously run on outright pace today. But you're not battling him for the championship, and Ricciardo was ahead of you as well. But I guess, the lower the risk, you know that there's penalties ahead of you, you know that there's penalties behind you. And the thought, I imagine, for yourself was just, as you said, just drive safe, keep your head down, right?
Yeah, that was the plan going into the entire race. It was hoping to have my teammate along, but then unfortunately got that drive through which shafted it. But yeah, just sit behind the front 2. Nova, as he said, he's the Saudi expert, so we'll leave him with that and just let him tow us along for every time we go to Saudi.
Fantastic. Well, we have some provisional results that while everyone's in the comms box, and thank you to SJ, who has rapidly compiled some results from this race. Massive thank you to SJ. You are now leading the Drivers' Championships by 4 points over Pep. So that's huge.
No, we'll take it.
You are, as always, the Iceman himself, but I'm sure you're stoked with that. Ricciardo drops down to 297, so a very, very close battle. In fact, even closer now. But you are in the lead of the championship. I will wish you congratulations and hand you over to SJ for a few questions, and then few more questions.
Oh God!
You say you got that word? Come on. Did you not hear that? Oh, that's a shame. I was trying to give you a bit more confidence boost going into the remainder of the season. Okay, but mate, you've been I'm not gonna make your head any bigger than it already is, but mate, you've been absolutely fantastic. You were my teammate in another league. Well, actually, my engineer, and you've got so much, integrity, knowledge of the game, and since you've been racing with Kick, you've just done phenomenal. There's been probably a scenario where people would say you're too quick. You are too quick, but you haven't run away with it. It's not been like 25, 30 seconds that we've had in the past from guys. You've had a serious battle like Ricardo, Grizz, Pet, Master Suck, and others have always stayed so close to you, but you stay so consistent. And obviously, without being ill, makes a big difference. I know that from last week. You had COVID and you weren't too good, but you're going into 2 races to go, and you're leading the championship. Did you ever think that was possible from when you started?
It could have been a chance. Never really dreamt of it too much, but we're in the situation it is now, so just got to keep my head down and lock in.
Isn't it? Well, on 13 races compared to everyone's 17 and 18. And it's just, I'm looking at the stats at the moment. You've got 6 P1s, 3 P2s, and 1 P1. You're just so consistent at the top. What puts you in a position that makes you uncomfortable when you're in P1?
Being hunted by everyone. I'd rather be the hunter than being the hunted. Put the target on your back.
Good answer. And no, phenomenal job. And you've got such a good, strong teammate in Grizz as well. Do you believe? Obviously, this will lead on to my next question. But if the possibility is that Whiff is the TP for next season, would you want to stay together and go again?
If he stops calling me the bottle job, then I'll consider it.
Ooh. I might have to reverse that and call him the bottle job. Say, how's it looking down there in P10? How's it looking down there in that 10th position, mate? By the way, he's only 216 points in front of you, Grizz. So, yeah, with 2 races to go. I'm sure you can catch him.
Of course.
I'm only joking. The next question goes into my leading question. Have you obviously got F125?
Yes, I do.
And what's your thoughts?
Oh, I was 20 seconds faster than you in a 5-lapper, so I love it.
Yeah, by the way, I was in neutral.
Salt in the
as well. And will we be seeing you return for season 9?
Yes, I will be, and on a different setup. I'll be moving to the wheel.
Interesting. George, I really don't have much to say. Just the guys phenomenal. And I'll be honest, this is probably going to be the closest championship we've ever had in Rush history. It is insanely close. It is 4 to 5 points between the top 3.
Yeah, this is massive.
It's incredible.
This is fantastic. We'll close off with some thoughts in a little bit. Cooper, thank you very much for jumping into the commentary box. You are the sorry, your name's not Cooper the bot. It's Oscar Piastri the bot. I think you know, absolutely to the point, and some of the greatest burns in a sim racing interview I've ever heard. So well done there, mate. Top job
Thank
all
you
around.
very much.
But congratulations to the top 3. Well done. Great race today. Look forward to seeing you guys next week for the Mexican Grand Prix. And yeah, thank you all so much for jumping into the commentary box.
Thanks again, boys. You have a nice afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Wow. It is yet again that at the end of a Division 4 race, we are slightly out of words and short on breath, SJ, but nonetheless, that has been a fantastic evening of racing. The championship in the drivers' contest is coming down to the wire. It is so, so close. I'm so excited to see what happens at Mexico. It's going to be a good race. And again, a big thank you to yourself for jumping into the comments box today.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely, mate. This is what I live for. You know, this is the reasons why we do sim racing. Yeah, it's all about fun, but bringing it that competitive, you know, and going down to the wire. And I can definitely tell you these guys will not be easy, and they will be not as nice if it's that close with like 5 points. And you could go to the final race of the season. If we don't get the double header, you go to the final race of the season, and it's 5 points. If any of all 3 of them that can win it. Whoever gets basically P1 wins the championship. And how is that going to be if all of them are P1, P2, P3? There's not going to be like, oh, yeah, we're mates. It's going to be like, nah, man, I'm winning this, you know. And Cooper Bot's been phenomenal. Ricardo's been phenomenal. Pep's been phenomenal. You know, all 3 of them well-deserved. But what Cooper's done since he's jumped in the seat compared with the races that the other guys have had is incredible. Yeah, and people are going to probably look at me going, oh, I know he's in the wrong division. Well, sometimes you just can't tell that, you know, and people get better and better and better at the game, and that's the problem. But hopefully our evaluation system in N25 is a lot more thorough, and it works. But no, I can't wait. And if it does go to a double header, tune in and fasten your seatbelts and eat a bag of crisps, and yeah, just I'll be there. Hopefully, probably commentating it or bloody driving, one or the other, but hopefully not. But yeah, Mexico and the unknown for round 20.
Oh,
What can you ask for?
What more could you ask for? The great unknown that holds the keys to what's going to happen. Oh, let's hope it's not Monaco. Dear, oh dear. And we actually are statistically, it's still possible that we have a three-way tie for the Drivers' Championship. I don't know what happens there. I don't know if the rule book covers that kind of scenario. Nonetheless, we're going to round out the stream now. The battle of the big three has absolutely come alive, even more so during today's race at Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It is, of course, round 18 that has now concluded for Division 4. Stay tuned for Division 2 coverage coming up in a short period of time. Big thanks to SJ for being in the comms box today. My name's George Cook. Big thanks to all our sponsors here at Rush Racing League, AI369, Pagnian, S Nation, and Sim Labs. Big thanks to all of you in chat who've been getting involved today. It was an absolutely fantastic race. Join us for more next week at the Mexican Grand Prix. Good night.